turned on the recording. Let's begin. Hello and welcome to this free IELTS writing workshop being organized by Prep Eve IELTS. I am Harit, co-founder of Prep Eve. Who am I? What do we do? What are we going to cover today? And all the things. Let's start with that first, and then we will dive into the agenda for the day. So I'm sharing the screen. I hope that all of you can look at the screen. Give me a second. All right, cool. Can you guys please confirm if you can see the screen? Give me a yes. You guys can see the screen. Thank you so much. Great. So let's begin. All right. So welcome to the IELTS writing workshop on how to follow a structured approach. So before we begin, a little introduction about Prep Eve, who we are and what do we do. So we have been helping students prepare for the IELTS test since the last 3 years. And in these 3 years, we have trained more than 100,000 students through our YouTube channel. So we recently crossed the mark of 100,000 on our YouTube channel. We have received our silver play button as well. So we started off as a YouTube channel, but with the amazing response that we got from the students, we started offering online classes in which we have trained more than 5,000 students already. And we are training more than 5,000 students every year from across the globe. So we train students from 30 different countries, and that includes the Middle East, Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, some Eastern European countries, and obviously India, Pakistan, and the Indian subcontinent altogether. So this is the link to our YouTube channel. I am sharing it in the chat box. What's the benefit of subscribing to the channel? So the first benefit is that you will get access to a lot of free content available already. So if you go to playlist, you can find some videos on vocabulary, you can find some videos on reading, listening. So we have actually covered all the different modules of IELTS, which you can find. And at the same time, you can refer to the toppers strategy. So these are some of the students who have managed to get amazing scores with the help of our classes. So after they get a result, we try to get their strategies. We try to understand their strategies. They tell that what were the changes that they made in their attempt which led to their success. So we have had stories like Palak, who had taken the IELTS just 5 times, who was not able to get 7 in her writing, but just with 1 month of preparation with Prep Eve, she was able to do it. What made the difference? Watch this video, you will get to know about it, right? So this is just one story, and there are hundreds of them available on the channel itself. I have shared the link. You guys can subscribe to the same and refer to it later on. All right, let's now get back to the presentation. And we have a team of around 15 IELTS trainers, all of them being British Council and IDP certified, and every trainer at Prep Eve has a minimum of 2 years experience helping students prepare for the IELTS test. So we like to call ourselves as Prep Eve revolutionizing IELTS preparation, because we are trying to offer the best quality services, the best quality education at the most affordable price across the globe. All right, so these are just some certifications and recognitions that we have from British Council, IDP, as well as CELPIP. And this is our core team. On the left-hand side, it's me, Harit, and on the right-hand side is my partner, Sanjita. So I am an engineer by mistake, by chance, I don't know why. And I am a graduate student at the University of Waterloo. I am a Canadian permanent resident myself. I have scored CLB 10 in IELTS 3 times. CLB 10 is 8.5, 8, 7.5, 7.5. So when you reach that score, overall 8.5, you get a CLB 10, Canadian Language Benchmark 10. And this is the highest possible score that you can get as far as the Canadian language benchmark is concerned. And I have trained more than 100,000 students across the globe. As far as Sanjita is concerned, she is a regulated Canadian immigration consultant. That means that she has a license from the government of Canada to offer immigration services. We offer all kinds of services, from permanent residence to study visas to spouse visas and everything. The students who are enrolled into our IELTS classes get access to these services at a very reasonable rate. And Sanjita is also certified by IDP, British Council, as well as CELPIP. She also scored a CLB 10, and we both have trained more than 200,000 students combined. All right. And obviously our students love us. So these are some screenshots from our Google reviews. So you can also go and check them out. All right. I think enough of who we are. What do we do? I took 5 minutes just to do that. So let's now begin that. What is in the cover for you? So I believe that a lot has been told about Prep Eve. Now, what are you going to learn today from me? All right. So these are the things that we will cover. First of all, we will be looking at the IELTS test format, and there's a change that has taken place in the format. What's that change? How is it going to affect you? What should be your strategy if it really affects you? Second, we will be looking at a base structure for all the essays. So basically, every single essay that you want to write, the IELTS essay that you want to write, generally has 17 to 18 sentences. What comes in each and every sentence? Where is it placed? That way, a base structure, a base outline, should be developed in your head after looking at that slide. And then I will be discussing the different essay types. For example, problem solution essay, double question essay, discuss both views, give your opinion, advantages, disadvantages, do the advantages outweigh the disadvantages, do you agree or disagree? So we will discuss all these essay types, what do they mean and what's their structure. After that, I will be sharing a strategy of how you can generate ideas for your essay. So try to understand it like this, that first we learn what's the outline of my essay, then we learn that what's the improvisation that's going to take place in that outline based on the essay type. Then we will generate ideas that will fit in that outline, and then we will be looking at some points, some tips that have been approved by the IELTS examiners, that yes, if you are taking care of these 5 things in your essay, then there's a great chance that you will get a 7-band score. Then after learning all of this, we will apply it at this stage, in which we will be writing an essay live. And then finally, I have a bonus for all of you, which I will reveal in the end. Okay. So these are all the things that we will be covering. It's 4:10 p.m. I don't think that we will be able to finish the session before 6 p.m. or before 6:30 or 6:20 p.m. So gear up, get excited, grab a coffee, grab a tea, whatever you want. Let's now begin with the IELTS test format, a quick recap, and what's the change that is taking place. So there are 4 modules on which you will be tested in your IELTS test: the listening, reading, writing, and speaking. Listening and reading tests are known as the receptive tests. Writing and speaking tests are known as the productive tests. Now, listening and reading tests are such that as you practice, as you learn the right strategies, you keep getting better at them. But writing and speaking are such modules where you need right feedback, where you need the right understanding about what mistakes you are making, how to work on those mistakes, because the requirements of the IELTS examiners are really different. They are very peculiar. At times we think that this is what we need to do, but the IELTS examiner is actually looking for something very different, something far away from what we are giving them. So for that reason, we will be trying to discuss some of those requirements as well, so that you're able to do well in these productive modules, and especially the IELTS writing module, specifically focusing on essay writing, because it carries 70% of the weightage. So in your writing, you have 2 tasks, task 1 and task 2. Now, if you're a candidate preparing for IELTS general training, your task 1 will be letter writing. If you're a candidate preparing for IELTS academic, your task 1 will be report writing. But the task 2 will be essay writing, common for both, and the task 2 carries 70% weightage itself. All right. Another thing that I want all of you to know is that as far as this session is concerned, we will be covering essay writing. We will not be covering task 1, so that both the students preparing for IELTS GT as well as IELTS academic benefit from the session. Otherwise, if I will discuss task 1 of GT, then the academic students will be left out, and vice versa, right? So for that reason, I will only be discussing essay writing, and in the limited time that we have, that is, I think, more than enough. Okay, cool. So let's now understand that what's the change that is happening in the test format. So this change is specific to the IELTS paper-based test. So I'm not very sure if you are planning to take the IELTS computer-delivered test or the IELTS paper-based test. But if you are taking the IELTS paper-based test, then now the order of the tests has switched. So it used to be listening, reading, and then writing, but now the order of the tests has changed. That first you will be going through your writing test, then you will be going through your reading test, and then you will be going through your listening test. Okay. For paper-based test, as far as the computer-delivered test is concerned, there is no update if it has been changed. But for PBT, since 25th of June, This is the new change, right? So does it benefit you? Does it, really affect you? Well, it's neutral. I don't think that, you should even be thinking about it. Obviously, whenever you're practicing for yourself, whenever you're taking the mock tests, now try to take the writing first, then the reading first, the writing first, then reading, then listening, so that you're accustomed to the format. But is it really going to affect you in any way? Not at all. I can tell you that from my experience that it is not really going to make a difference. Definitely, there is one thing that I used to do personally. So what I used to do is that I used to pick up good vocabulary words from the reading passages. So what used to happen is that once I am done with my listening test, and then I am, solving the reading, I would pick up some good words. I would, pick up something, pick up an idea from the reading passage, etc., etc., because it stays fresh in the mind. But if you do not do that, so it's okay. In fact, if you are someone who felt that by the writing test came, you are tired, it can happen after, spending 2 hours on listening and reading combined. Writing is that module which is the toughest, and you are the most tired at that time. So it's natural. Now you will be fresh. You will be writing it before, you will be attempting writing before anything else. So it might be, of your benefit. Okay. So that's absolutely, how you want to take it. It's personal. All right. So pretty much this is the change. Is it really, something significant? No, I don't know what these people are doing. So I think they changed the names of the reading sections as well. Initially it was known as section 1, section 2, section 3. Now it is part 1, part 2, part 3. I think there is someone who is the chief of innovation at IDP. He tries to innovate after every 6 months by changing the names, by changing the order. वो random चीजें कर रहा है इंसान. चलो हम क्या करें, right? We have to prepare. All right. So this is the, basically this is the format. This is the change that has taken place. Now let us move on to the next point of the agenda. That is a base structure for all the essays. Okay. So before I dive into it, before I go into it, I really want you all to listen to me. So the structure that I'm going to show you is a sentence by sentence structure. And if you're following this structure, there are a couple of benefits that you will be getting. The very first benefit is that you will never get lost. Okay. When you start writing, you generally get stuck. Yaar, what next should I write? Or what's, am I missing something? That should I, write a couple of more sentences on this or not, right? So all those things, that problem will just go away, because now you will know what's next, right? Once you have such a structure in your mind, you can memorize the structure. It's a structure that I want you to memorize. I do not want you to memorize the sentences. I do not want you to memorize the words. I am asking you to memorize the structure. And the third thing is that you have to improvise it according to your own needs and demands. So I have created this structure for myself based on what works for me and for obviously the thousands of students that I have trained. But if you want to, change it a little bit, you can do that as well. All right. So this is a sentence by sentence structure that has 17 sentences, which helps you reach 250 words comfortably, because generally on an average, we end up writing 15 words per sentence. So 17 into 15, you reach 250, more than 250, 270, 280 words comfortably. So this is the structure that we will be referring to when we are writing down our essay, right? And this structure is the base structure. So for example, if the essay type that you're getting is what are the problems and solutions associated to a problem, then this structure will be modified, and I will actually be modifying it when I will be discussing the different essay types. Have patience for that. We will cover that today itself so that you understand and learn what I'm trying to say. All right. So 17 sentences, and these 17 sentences are divided into 4 paragraphs. The first paragraph, let me draw it so that it's easier for you to understand. The first paragraph is always the introduction paragraph, the one that I have put in the red box. Then there will be a body paragraph 1, the second red box, then the body paragraph 2, the third red box, and then finally there will be a concluding paragraph, right? So there are 4 paragraphs in an essay, and these paragraphs will always have a line break. So this is what, this is the meaning of these 4 paragraphs, and what comes in them. Let's discuss that one by one. So your essay will obviously start with an introduction. And when you start your essay with an introduction, it should always start with a neutral statement. Now, what's a neutral statement? A neutral statement is just a general background sentence. What's a background sentence, right? Let us try to understand this with the help of an analogy. So let us say that you want to discuss something very important with your parents, right? So let's take an example that you want to get married to a girl, right, who is, let's say, not an Indian. So let's say you're an Indian and you want to get married to a girl who belongs to Canada, right? So now you have to convince your mom, you have to convince your dad for that, right? How would you start the conversation? Would you go and talk to your mom like this, that mummy gori bahu chahiye, right? That is not something that you would say, right? What would you say? And mom, you know what really matters is that the person should be good. The race, the caste doesn't matter, right? You start the conversation with a general statement. You start the conversation with a generic sentence. You do not really jump to the topic all of a sudden. You start the conversation with a generic statement, right? So let's take an example. Let's say that if you get an essay question about whether the schools should be taking the responsibility of keeping the students fit, right? This is something that you get. A general statement for an essay question or for an essay topic like this can be: fitness in childhood plays a vital role in defining the success of a candidate, right? It is a general statement. We are not really answering the question here. We are just starting the topic. We are just writing down a sentence about the topic, right? So let's say that you get a topic about nuclear weapons, right? That nuclear weapons have a great scientific utility, but at the same time, they can lead to massive destruction. To what extent do their advantages outweigh the disadvantages? Let's say you get a question like this. Now, in this case, you will write about nuclear technology, a general statement on, for example, the nuclear technology has revolutionized how the wars are won and how energy is generated. Just a general statement. You're not answering the question here. You're just trying to introduce the topic by writing down a neutral statement on that, right? So have you guys understood it? Give me a yes in the chat box if you have understood what's a general statement. Give me a yes. All right, Ansh, great. Manpreet, thanks, Jaspreet. Awesome. Thanks a lot. Okay. So guys, I want to tell you all that there are 1,300 people in the room right now. So I will be practicing things with you, but obviously because there are so many candidates, I cannot read every answer, right? So whenever I'm practicing something, I will read some answers and I will give feedback on them. And I would actually do that randomly. So I'm sorry if yours is not picked, but if yours is picked, great, you will get some feedback. Okay. So chalo, let us do a thing. I am writing down an essay question. You have to write a general statement for that. So the question is, let's say, hold on. The question is, I'm writing it down here. So international tourism leads to many economic and cultural benefits. Do you agree or disagree? Do you agree or disagree? So let's say you get this question. Now I want you to write down just the neutral statement for this particular question. So write it down. I will open the chat in like 15 seconds. You have 15 seconds to write down the neutral statement. All right, shoot. Write down your general statement in the chat box. Tourism is increasing day by day. Good, Ria, that's a good one, but try to basically, make it a little more comprehensive. So for example, um, overseas travel has become a norm nowadays, something of that sort, right? Tourism plays a vital role in any country's growth. Very good, Muskan. Tourism plays most important role in the economy. Make it better, Astha. I believe you can make it better. Bhubaneswar, it's basically that you have to write down a general statement on the topic, read what Astha has written, read what Muskan has written, just scroll through the chat. You will understand that what's a general statement. Tourism is an indispensable aspect of an individual's life. In the deep, tourism is not a part of individual's life. Travel is a part of individual's life. Tourism is an industry itself. So traveling is an indispensable aspect of an individual's life. That would be the correct way to write it. Okay. Sir, what is the sentence formation? I didn't get your query, Abbas. With the increase in tourism, more and more people are traveling abroad. बहुत बढ़िया, very good, good one. Okay, so global tourism is booming now, especially post-pandemic scenario. Very good. Thanks a lot. All right. So good ones, right? I hope that I was able to correct some of them, and I was able to comment on some of them. There is no doubt that tourism, bhai, that should bhai. Okay, कितना बढ़िया नाम है ना इसका भाई. Like I believe everyone just considers him to be his brother. All right. So this bhai sahab, you should not write it like this, that there is no doubt tourism plays a significant role in effective and efficient working of a country. It's a little informal. A general statement can be simple, that tourism plays a significant role in effective and efficient working of a country. Okay. If and not really working of a country, the economy of the country would be a better way to write it. There is no doubts in a shuru karo. It sounds very informal. All right, done. Thank thank you. So let's now move ahead. I believe that most of you have understood how to write the general statement. If you have not, I am sorry, but I cannot address all the queries in the limited amount of time. So I will tell you how you can get your queries addressed by the end of the session. All right. So once you are done with your neutral statement, the next statement is known as a concession. Okay. What's a concession? So this is something that if you have attended one of my sessions before, then this is not something that I have taught before, but I am really keen on introducing this in the structure that my students follow. So a concession, or a concession based sentence, is a sentence that generally uses although, while, and even though. Okay. The reason behind that is that whenever you use although, while, and even though, you end up writing a subordinating conjunction, which leads to the usage of a subordinating clause, which leads to the a formation of a complex sentence. So if you are someone who is targeting a 7-band score or a 7.5 band score, writing complex sentences is of utmost importance. So you might just miss out on writing a complex sentence itself, right? Because you might not be able to put in the conscious effort. So for that reason, just use the structure. I have incorporated the usage of complex sentences in the structure itself, so that without you really putting any conscious effort, the structure itself is doing it for you, right? The structure itself is making you write complex sentences automatically to make your job easier. So how do you start a concession sentence? So a concession sentence starts with although, while, and even though. First, let's understand that how are these particular subordinating conjunctions used, or how are these conjunctions used itself. So although is used like this, that although I am although although I am not hungry, I would like to have a plate of momos, right? So although I'm not hungry, I would like to have a plate of momos. So whatever comes after although, there are two sentences that come after although, and both these sentences are opposite in nature, right? They're opposite. So although it is raining outside, although it is raining outside, I have turned on the air conditioner, right? That if it's raining outside, the weather is good, then AC ki kya zarurat hai? Then what's the point of turning on the AC? That although it is raining outside, I have turned on the air conditioner, right? So although although they loved each other, they got married to someone else, right? Both of them got married to someone else. So a typical Indian love story. Yeah. Okay. So although dash and then dash, let's write it like this. Although dash and there's a comma dash. Now these are always opposite in nature. Okay. This and this, these are always opposite in nature. Now, the reason behind writing down a sentence using although yet again is that you introduce the usage of complex sentences. And if you're someone targeting a 7 band score, do that. You just cannot avoid it, and you should be doing that. Okay. All right. So let's say that the question that we were practicing was international tourism leads to many economic and cultural benefits. To what extent do you agree or disagree? This is the question, right? How can you write down a sentence using although related to this topic, right? So, although there are some negative aspects of international travel, it leads to many economic and cultural prospects, or it leads to many economic and cultural opportunities. All right. Although negative and then positive. Although, let's say that if you get a question about nuclear weapons, so although nuclear weapons have made renewable energy generation very economic and eco-friendly, their misuse can lead to catastrophic events. Although dash dash, writing down the sentence like this and that too in your introduction, you are leaving a brilliant impression in front of your examiner that okay, this person knows how to use complex sentences well, right? So grammatical range and accuracy is a parameter based on which the IELTS examiner is evaluating you. You are showing it to them right at the beginning. All right, done. Now, after you have written the sentence using a concession, the next sentence that you should be writing should be the outline sentence. And guys, do not worry if you are missing out on things right now, because we will be looking at the structure again when we will be writing down the essay. So when I would be writing it, you will actually understand the meaning of each sentence. How is it, how is it written and how is it incorporated? Okay. All right. So the third sentence of your introduction will always be the outline sentence. And there can be a variation of the third sentence in which you will be writing the thesis as well, if the examiner is asking for your opinion. So if the question that has been given to you asks for your opinion, in that case your third sentence would be the outline plus thesis sentence. If the question does not really ask for your opinion, तो हमें फालतू में opinion नहीं देना है. Okay, if the question is not asking for our opinion, we do not really have to give it. There are some exceptions, I will discuss them, but overall you do not give your opinion if it is not asking for it. And if the opinion is being asked, then obviously you are supposed to give it, and that opinion will always and always be coming in the introduction, and it will be coming in the third sentence of your introduction, which would be the outline plus thesis statement. So thesis is basically your point, your opinion. Thesis means your point, your opinion that you would be proving. Okay, so for the candidates who pursue a PhD, they give their thesis that this is what I think, and then they prove it with the help of their research, their ideas, their points. So this is exactly what you will be doing. In the introductory paragraph, you will be telling the examiner, this is what I believe. And then in the subsequent body paragraphs, you will be proving your point. You will be sticking to your point by basically giving relevant points and explanations of those points. That is exactly how we are going to structure our essay. Now, once we are done with our introduction, we have two body paragraphs that we are supposed to write. Now, each body paragraph should be having a central topic in itself. What do I mean by a central topic? A central topic means that it should talk about the same thing, right? It should not be the case that you mix two things in a single paragraph. Let's take an example. If the examiner is asking you to tell the advantages and disadvantages of a particular thing, do not mix the advantages and disadvantages in a single paragraph. Dedicate one paragraph to just the advantages and dedicate the second paragraph to just the disadvantages. That is the point when I say that there should be a central idea within each paragraph. Let us say that you get a question in which you have to tell the problems and the solutions associated to a particular thing. Now, do not mix the problems and solutions in a single paragraph. Let one paragraph be dedicated to only the problems, and let the other paragraph be dedicated to only the solutions that are there. So when you will be following this approach, you will be showing very good coherence, you will be showing very good connectedness in your essay. Okay, next is, I'm sorry, next is that what comes in the body paragraphs. So your body paragraph will always start with a topic sentence. We can also call it the headline sentence of the body paragraph. A headline sentence is a sentence that just introduces that what is going to happen in this particular paragraph. Okay, so let's say that the body paragraph one that you write, so you have to, so the body paragraph one that you write, you have to tell in the headline sentence itself that what are you going to write in this paragraph. So let's say that if you get a question, what are the advantages and disadvantages of a particular thing, in the headline sentence you will write there are several benefits of dash dash dash, that there are several benefits of this particular thing. Then the same way, let's say in the body paragraph 2 you're telling the disadvantages, then you will write there are several demerits of dash. So headline sentence is just an introductory sentence of the paragraph, nothing else, that what's going to happen in that paragraph. Now after you have written the headline sentence, there will be your point one. Point one is your idea related to whatever the paragraph is. So let's say your advantage one, if this idea, if this essay question is about advantages and disadvantages, and you're dedicating the body paragraph one to advantages, this would be your advantage one. This would be the explanation of your advantage one. Then here you can use a connector, you can use a cohesive device, and from here you will move on to writing the advantage number two. Then after writing the advantage number two, you will explain the advantage number two as well. And then finally, there will be a concluding paragraph sentence. So this sentence would something be like this, that hence all these benefits make dash 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 attractive, right? So whatever the topic is, we will be writing a concluding sentence of each paragraph accordingly. So if you look at it, there's a headline sentence, there's an idea, explanation of that idea, then there's another idea, explanation of that idea, and then there's a concluding sentence in each paragraph. The same way, the next body paragraph would be there, that there would be a topic sentence, there would be a headline sentence, then there would be idea and explanation of that idea. Then here as well, you can use a connector, and then there will be the next idea and the explanation of that next idea, and then there will be a concluding paragraph sentence. So this is the exact structure that you will be following for both the body paragraphs. So the number of sentences, if you look at it, is six, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6 to 7 sentences per paragraph. All right, body paragraph will have 6 sentences, 6 to 7 sentences. And the same way, both the body paragraphs will have 6 to 7 sentences each. Okay, and try to now just imagine the structuring here, that how coherent everything is, how consistent and how uniform everything is. And that is exactly how you write a good essay. IELTS examiners love that consistency. IELTS examiners love that uniformity in your text. So that is something that really inspires them to give you your desired score. So for that reason, following a structure like this would really be appreciated by the IELTS examiner. Now, the last is the conclusion. In the end, the last paragraph is the conclusion. The concluding paragraph generally has just 2 sentences. So here you write in conclusion, and then the a rewritten version of your thesis statement. And then you will just be, if the examiner is asked for your opinion, you will write your opinion. Now, I am very sure that many of you might be having confusions. That sir, ये sentence का मतलब क्या है? Sentence का मतलब क्या है? It's all right, because I will be writing an essay following the same structure with you after I have discussed the different essay types. So when we do that, you will learn about it. Okay. For till now, just hold on. But at the same time, for those students who have been struggling with writing an essay, or how to structure the essay, how to that flow of the essay, has it become easier now after looking at this? Has it become easier that yes, now at least I know how my essay is going to flow, right? Awesome. If you guys want, take a screenshot of this. By the time you're taking a screenshot, I will just have some water. how to manage time, बताता हूँ. I will talk about it. संधू साहब, अगर vocabulary पे इतना जोर क्यों डाल रहे हो? In this concurrent world, tourism is an invaluable topic. Your sentence is not making sense at all. Now, this is a problem that you're trying to remember words which you do not even know the meaning of, and then you're trying to use them. It will only affect your score. Rather than this, write a simple sentence. In current time or in today's world, tourism is an important topic. ये लिख दो, उसको खराब मत करो, ठीक है? ਗੱਲ ਨੂੰ ਨਾ ਏਦਾਂ ਸਮਝੋ, ਕੁਰਤਾ ਪਜਾਮਾ ਪਾ ਲਓ, ਕੁਰਤੇ ਪਜਾਮੇ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਨਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਬੰਦੂਕ ਵੀ ਲਾ ਲਈ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਲਾ ਲਿਆ ਆਪਣਾ, ਪਰਸ ਵੀ ਟੰਗ ਲਿਆ, ਰਾਈਟ? that you're trying to do everything. Rather than that, stay easy, keep it simple, you will get your score. But while you are trying to overdo it, you are losing marks. Vocabulary is important, but complex vocabulary is not important. What matters is basically your um, diversity in vocabulary. Okay, that is the thing. So Chaitanya was saying speak in English. Yeah, Chaitanya, the medium of instruction is English itself, just that I was talking to the student, giving him an example in his own cultural context. So that was the thing. Okay, all right, done. Let us now move ahead and let us talk about what's next. So majorly there are 6 types of essay questions. What comes in each type? Let's discuss that. So the 6 different types of essay questions are these. So one is problem solution types of questions, right? That in which the examiner will be writing down an issue. And after that issue, the examiner would ask that what are the problems associated to it and what are their solutions. Then there can be a double question. A double question is basically in which the examiner is asking 2 questions itself in the in the topic. I will give examples for each one of them, don't worry. And then is the opinion based questions, right, in which the examiner might ask you straight away what is your opinion, or do you agree or disagree, to what extent do you agree or disagree. All these question types are basically opinion based questions in which the examiner is asking you about your take on a particular topic, right? And then the last one is in which you have to discuss both views. Now, difference between this and this is that here the examiner is not only asking for your opinion, but they are asking you to elaborate on your opposing opinion as well. So let's say if you believe in X and Y is opposite to it, you have to discuss both ideas for X as well as for Y, right? This is actually considered to be the most difficult question type, in which you have to discuss both the views and then give your opinion yet again. And then finally, the easiest essay type is advantages and disadvantages, in which the examiner asks you for your the advantages and disadvantages of a topic, and the examiner might ask your opinion as well, that what are the advantages and disadvantages of this and what's your opinion. Okay, but it's rare. Advantages, disadvantages, and opinion questions are rare. I haven't really seen them since years, but just in case it appears in your essay, in your actual test, you should be aware. Okay, so these are the 5 different essay types. Now, what comes in each essay type? Chalo wo seekhte hain. What do they look like, and what's the strategy for them? Let us learn about them now. Okay, so first is the problem solution type of essay. In the problem solution essay types, like you will be basically given an issue and you have to write problems and solutions. Okay, we will be coming up with 2 problems and 2 solutions. We will be coming up with 2 problems and 2 solutions for whatever the problem is, right? Now, as far as the 2 problems and 2 solutions are concerned, they should always be interconnected. Let's say if you get this question that, medical professionals such as doctors and nurses from poorer countries often migrate to richer countries to work. What problems arise from this situation, what measures can be taken to deal with it. Now we have to come up with that, what are the problems that when the doctors and nurses, dentists move from poor countries to rich countries, what are the problems associated to it, and what measures can we take to deal with it, right? That what are the solutions to solve these problems. So these are the this is a typical problem solution essay question, okay? That what are the problems and what are their solutions. Now I know that you guys are facing a problem, that sir, how do I come up with these problems, that how do I think of ideas, how do I generate ideas? Hold on, I have a magic formula for all of you. I will be discussing that formula only after I have discussed all these essay types. Then after learning that formula, we will apply that on these questions and come up with ideas, okay? It's very easy, it's very straightforward, nothing very difficult at all it requires is structured thinking. Next is that, in this particular question, the examiner will never be asking for your opinion, just the problems and the solutions. Topic sentences, the headline sentence, right? So of the first paragraph, let's write it. Headline sentence for the first paragraph should mention the issue, and then and mention the possible solutions in the second paragraph. Ignore it. When I will be writing the essay, you will understand it. Then the conclusion should rewrite the thesis with the first sentence. The concluding paragraph should rewrite the thesis with the first sentence, or basically the outline sentence. And in the second sentence of your conclusion, you will basically just summarize the problem. Okay. So if you're not getting these points, it's all right, a little technical, because I have actually picked up these slides from our actual daily classes. So when the live classes that we offer, whatever is being covered right now, we cover that in a very long time. Right now I'm covering it in a few minutes. Something that is covered in hours is being covered in a few minutes. So it might be a little fast, but the point that you need to understand right now is that let us modify our structure for the problem solution essay type. Okay, so let's say that we get a question about what are the different what are the let us say that we are trying to attempt this question on this structure. So first of all, the introduction will stay the same. There will be no difference as far as the introduction is concerned, but here the headline sentence would be something like this: there are many problems, or there are several issues that are being faced because of the migration of health workers, right? There are several issues that are being faced because of the migration of health workers. The same way, the headline sentence here would be however, there are some possible solutions to these problems, right? So this is the headline sentence of the paragraph in which we will be telling the problems that happen, and this is the headline sentence of the paragraph in which we will be telling what are the solutions to those problems. Okay, that this is exactly what I meant here in these points. So this is how you will pretty much be writing down this essay question. This is a very straightforward essay question, nothing really confusing here, simple. So this is exactly the structure that we will use. Paragraph 1, there are several problems that arise as medical professionals abandon their home country. Then you will write the problem number 1, you will explain it. Then you will write the problem number 2 and explain it. And the same way in body paragraph 2, you would write, however, there are many possible solutions to stop the migration of doctors and nurses to other countries. Solutions, solution number 1, how can you make them stay back in the home country? Its explanation, the same way solution number 2 and its explanation. So problem solution essay type is straightforward, that you will basically be writing problems in one paragraph, solutions in the other paragraph, and you will be having a headline sentence for each of the body paragraphs. Okay, is everyone clear with the problem solution essay types? Then we will move on to the next one. Clear? Anyone having any doubt, anyone having any query here? All right. Connectors. Hold on, hold on. You will learn about connectors as well. So we need to provide example, right? Okay. Reputation का क्या होगा sir? कौन सी reputation? Dham Teja sir, we need to provide examples, right? Yeah, it is not really mandatory if you are already able to write enough words. So basically the explanation, this this sentence itself. Let us look at the base structure. This sentence, the explanation can include your example, can include your evidence. Okay, it can include the evidence itself. All right. Next is the advantages disadvantages type of essay. Okay, so advantages disadvantages type of essay here, this prompt will feature one topic and you have to write one paragraph on the advantages and one paragraph on the disadvantages. So let us say that the topic is about, yet again, nuclear weapons. What are the advantages of nuclear weapons? What are the disadvantages of them? So here you have to write equal number of advantages, equal number of disadvantages. Okay, and it's a very straightforward essay type. It's very, there's nothing that is very different here. And in this essay type, you are not really asked for your opinion. You are not being asked for your, what do you think about nuclear weapons? But if you can write an opinion, write it. If you do not want to write it, do not write it. Okay, but by writing the opinion, your introduction would become a little more complete. It would become a little more comprehensive as compared to just writing down that this essay will discuss the benefits and drawbacks. Writing down your opinion would make your introduction a little more comprehensive. Let me show you an example what I mean, right? So some people think that placing advertisements in schools is a great resource for public schools that need additional funding, but others think that it exploits children by treating them as captive audience for corporate sponsors, right? So let us understand the question. The question is saying that in public schools, generally, the public schools need money, they need funding. So one side of the audience says that, okay, we can, put advertisements in the public schools as it can help raise money. The other side says that no, it is a bad idea to, basically put advertisements in schools because the young minds will get influenced, right? The young minds can get influenced. What are the advantages and disadvantages of advertising in public schools, right? That what are the advantages and disadvantages of advertising in schools? So if you actually look at this introductory paragraph here, this is your general statement. Advertising is increasingly entering various areas of our personal lives. So this is just the generic neutral sentence, neutral statement. Advertising is increasingly entering various areas of our personal lives. Then we are writing down the sentence with a concession. While public schools may benefit from the additional revenue from advertising, there are negative implications that should be taken into consideration, right? There are negative implications that should be taken into consideration. This is your outline sentence. This essay will discuss the advantages and disadvantages of advertising in school. Done. You can also leave the introduction here. There's no need of the next sentence, right? You can leave the introduction here itself, but I would specifically ask the IELTS general training students, IELTS academic students who are targeting a 6-band score, you can just write it like this. Nothing more has to be written in your introduction for the advantages, disadvantages type of essays. But for the students who are preparing for IELTS GT targeting a 7-band score, or for IELTS academic students targeting a 7.5 band score, you should tend to write down your opinion in the introduction itself to make it a little more comprehensive. So, and explain why it should not be used as a way to generate more revenue. Okay, so this is your opinion. Now, if you look at it, you are not really writing your opinion like this, that in my opinion, it is a bad idea, right? You are writing your opinion that it is a bad idea by saying that in this essay, I will explain why it is a bad idea. So it becomes your opinion itself, right? So this essay will discuss the advantages and disadvantages of advertising in school and explain why it should not be used as a way to generate more revenue. All right. And how you will be explaining this? You will be explaining this in the concluding sentences of the body paragraphs. So if you remember the base structure, there's a concluding sentence of each paragraph. You will be reiterating your opinion again and again in this concluding sentence. By reiterating your opinion again and again in the concluding sentence, you are able to show it to the IELTS examiner that you are sticking to your stand and your coherence is on point. So the IELTS examiners look for coherence, and coherence is shown by interconnectedness of your thought, interconnectedness of your ideas, and you sticking to your own thesis, you sticking to your own opinion, you sticking to your own stand through the various elements of your body paragraphs. Okay, so this is basically what is meant by writing an advantages, disadvantages type of essay. Now I believe that these two essay types are straightforward: problem solution and advantages, disadvantages. The next essay type that comes is, if you guys want to look at an example, it's there on the screen. So high stakes English language tests such as IELTS are increasingly being delivered on the computer. Do the advantages of paper computer based testing outweigh the disadvantages, right? So in this particular essay question type, yet again, you tell the advantages and the disadvantages. Body paragraph 1 will tell the advantages. Body paragraph 2 will tell the disadvantages. But this question indirectly asks for your opinion as well. Okay. So do the advantages outweigh the disadvantages? It is asking you कि भाई क्या लगता है तुम्हें कि क्या advantages, that what do you think, that are the advantages actually more than the disadvantages, or is it the other way around? The examiner is asking for your opinion on this. Okay, now what I would like to do is, let me write the introduction of this particular question in front of you. Okay, so first there will be a general sentence, a neutral sentence. So English proficiency tests play a vital role in our life. English proficiency tests play a vital role in our life. This is just a neutral sentence. Now, I will write a sentence with a concession. Although their mode of delivery, their primary mode of delivery has been through pen and paper. Through pen and paper, they are being taken on a computer by many candidates nowadays. So although their primary mode of delivery has been through pen and paper, they are being taken on a computer by many candidates nowadays. Not by many candidates nowadays. This essay will elaborate on the benefits and drawbacks of technology-based testing. Now look how I will share my opinion and explain why it is a better mode of delivery, right? So I've shared my opinion that computer-based or the technology-based testing is actually a better mode of delivery. I have told that, okay, I will tell the advantages and disadvantages both, but I am sharing my opinion as itself. So if now coming back, if you see an essay question in which the examiner has written what are the advantages and disadvantages of dash, in that question type, it is optional for you to give your opinion. If you want to give your opinion, great. If you do not give your opinion, it's okay. But if the examiner has given you the question that do the advantages outweigh the disadvantages, the examiner wants you to write the advantages, the disadvantages, and also share your opinion about that thing. Has everyone got this thing? This last point, this last line, have you got it clearly 100%? Because this is very important. It takes time to understand the difference between what are the advantages, disadvantages, do the advantages outweigh the disadvantages, etc., etc. Yeah. So tell us some vocabulary words to modify. Kunal, no point of remembering vocabulary words, no point of doing all that. Galat jagah time waste kar rahe ho. Okay. Write down the best vocabulary words in a horrible structure and you will not get the score. Learn the structure. ये कोई नहीं पढ़ाने वाला तुम्हें इस तरह वोकैबुलरी के लिए गो ऑन यूट्यूब सर्च फॉर वोकैबुलरी 5000 वीडियोस हैं स्ट्रक्चर इस तरह समझा रहा हूं इट्स अ चैलेंज टू नो वन इन द वर्ल्ड विल टीच यू लाइक दिस ओके अभी ये सीख लो All right, will you share this PDF? No, I will not be sharing it. Okay, Shweta, you can give a neutral opinion, but I won't recommend it. The reason is it is always better to take a side. It is always easier to take a side. आपके लिए easy होगा. Sir, please tell us to understand task 2 statement है. Just समझ नहीं आया. Okay. Sir, आपका connection poor है. केवल कुमार, please check your connection first because I am actually on a 1 Gbps lease line. Sorry, not a 1 Gbps lease line, a 1 Gbps fiber connection. Check yours एक बार, okay? Because I think you are the only one who is facing this issue. So I believe कि ये issue आपके end पे now. Should we write in the ratio of 70-30? I would always recommend you to take a side. Side ले लो and easy करो, right? Take one side, that would be easy. How to generate idea? Hold on, I am coming to that. I am always stuck at 5.5. तो सीखो, structure को follow करो, definitely you will improve, right? So time management is that you have 40 minutes to write down your essay and you have to write 250 words in that. So they are giving you enough time. Now, the problem that is there as far as time management is concerned is Rajni abhi batata hu. So the problem that is there as far as time management concerned is that you get lost. That what should I write next? What should I write next? What should I write next? So the simple solution to that is that having a structure like this structure that you have, following this, you will always be aware what I have to write next. So you will not be wasting your time thinking. Agla kya hai, agla kya hai, agla sentence kya hai, what's the next sentence that I'm supposed to write? So time will get managed that way, Kushaldeep. Rajni is asking if I have to write CBT have more disadvantages. First of all, CBT has, not CBT have. So you will be writing it like this. This essay will elaborate on the benefits and drawbacks of technology-based testing and explain why it is not the ideal mode of delivery. Why it is not the ideal mode of delivery. So this means that now you will tell that yes, paper-based delivery is better. Or if you want to make it simple, this essay will elaborate on the benefits and drawbacks of technology-based testing and explain why the paper-based testing is still an ideal mode, right? And we'll explain that why the paper-based testing is still an ideal mode of delivery or ideal mode, anything that suits you. So this is how you will be writing it. So let me just give you guys a quick recap. If the examiner is just asking advantages and disadvantages, no need of giving your opinion. It's optional in that case. But if the examiner is asking do the advantages outweigh the disadvantages, here they are asking for your opinion. You should be giving your opinion that which one is having more benefits over the other. Okay, chalo, done. Let's move on to the next essay type, which is to what extent do you agree or disagree, or what is your opinion? So this is similar. To what extent do you agree or disagree, and what is your opinion? They both mean the same thing. You do not have to get confused that they are two different things. They both mean the same when it comes to writing the essay, right? Read the bullet points and then I will explain them. So read the bullet points that are written and then I will start explaining them. Ignore this point. This is by mistake. All right. So clearly speaking, the very first doubt that students have is, sir, in the opinion question type, what should I be doing? Should I take one side? Should I follow a 70-30 approach? Should I follow a 50-50 approach? If you want to take my advice, I would suggest you to go by taking one side. Always take one side. It would be easier to basically write down enough ideas on that. While there is no problem with going for a 50-50 approach as well, while there is no problem of going with the 70-30 approach as well, it becomes a little difficult to structure that particular question type, structure that particular essay. Going for one side would always be easier. It would always be easier. But as far as when you're going for one side, you have to change your structure of the essay a little bit. Okay. And what's gonna be the structure? So base structure of an opinion based essay, the introduction would be similar, neutral sentence, then a concession sentence, paraphrasing the question statement, and then your thesis statement. But here we will basically be just writing down one idea per paragraph. We will not be writing two ideas per paragraph here. We will be writing one idea per paragraph, and we will be writing it like this: point, explain, example, and evidence. And then point two, explanation two, its example and evidence, and then there will be a concluding sentence. This is how you will be structuring this essay type. Okay. The reason behind going for this structure is to make it more coherent. The IELTS examiners look for that, that there should be a single line of thought in the essay. Now, try to understand it. How do you prove that you have a single line of thought? One way is that you say that you believe in it 50-50. Now you are writing a 50, you're following a 50-50 approach. It becomes a little more complicated. I am not saying that it is wrong. Listen to me before you shout at me. It is not wrong to follow a 50-50 approach. It is not wrong to follow a 70-30 approach. It is not wrong to follow 80-20, whatever number you want to follow. But structuring that is difficult. Okay. Structuring that is difficult. Structuring that is something that even I would face problems with. Despite of scoring even an 8 in writing, I know that it's difficult to structure an essay that way. A better way is that you take one side and prove it throughout. Now, if you have taken one side, you've proven it throughout, you are basically showing it to the IELTS examiner that your single line of thought is consistent. Why? Because the IELTS examiner is looking for coherence in your essay. And coherence means single line of thought. Let's understand what coherence is. Coherence is that when you say something and you do it. Okay, that's coherence. That you said that, okay, you agree and then you just agreed. You said that you disagree and then you just disagreed. So if the examiner is asking for your opinion, it can be agreeing, it can be disagreeing, it can be anything. But always opt for one side on which you can prove your point comfortably. It is not going to impact your score if you think that by following a 50-50 approach I will get more marks, or by following a 70-30 approach I will get more marks. No, आप गधा काम कर रहे हो, आप अपने एफर्ट ज्यादा बढ़ा रहे हो. That's it. You're just increasing your own effort. You are just complicating it for yourself, and you are not really benefiting yourself, right? When there's an easier way, follow the easier way of taking one side, proving it. Simple. हमने कुछ नहीं करना, और we will take one side and we will prove it with the help of this particular structure. In fact, what we will do is the essay question that we will write, we will attempt this question type itself in which the examiner asks for an opinion, and we will write it down. Cool. All right. Let's now understand it with the help of an example. So childhood obesity is an increasing problem in Australia. As many as 2/3 of children are now obese. Schools have a responsibility to monitor what their students eat and amount of exercise they do. To what extent do you agree with the statement? Right? Schools have a responsibility to monitor what their students eat and the amount of exercise they do. To what extent do you agree with the statement? Or you can also receive this question like this, that isko मान लो remove कर दो. I'm sorry. What is your opinion? What is your opinion? What is your opinion on what? That the schools should have a responsibility to monitor what the students eat and the amount of exercise they do, right? Now imagine a scenario going for a 50-50 approach. Yes, schools should monitor it, but then parents should also do it. Yet again, I am complicating life for myself. Another approach is 70% responsibility to the schools, 30% to the parents. Why do you want to complicate it? सीधी बात करते हैं ना. Yes, schools should take the responsibility. Let's give 2 points of why the school should take the responsibility. Let's write down those points effectively and our job is done. Or no, school should not take the responsibility, and let's write down 1 point on why school should not be responsible. Let's write another point on why the school should not be responsible, and our essay is done. Simple, right? And as I told you that for opinion based essays, it is always advisable to go for a single idea paragraph. The reason behind that is that generating 4 ideas in favor of one side is always difficult. I know that it would be difficult for you to come up with 4 ideas in support of school. It would be difficult for you to come up with 4 ideas in support of the opposing argument. So it is always better to go for a single idea paragraph. You just have to expand it a little bit and you will still be able to write 250 to 70 words without a problem. Okay, so this is exactly how you're supposed to write an opinion based essay. Have you guys understood this point? Give me a yes if you have. Those students who have attended one of my webinars before, are you guys getting a different feeling today? Give me a thumbs up if you are. Say in the first paragraph, I agree with the idea and discuss why I agree with it. In the second, I discuss why I must not agree. Is this acceptable? Sricharan, that is what I am telling you. Why do you want to complicate it? Maintain coherence simply by taking one side and proving it. The examiner will not be giving you marks for writing opposing ideas as well. It's not really going to matter even 1%, but what's going to matter is that are you coherent or not. So how do you prove to be coherent? You prove to be coherent by going for a simple single-handed approach. All right. Traveling abroad, great Rupinder. हो गया travel abroad. ਹੁਣ ਤਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ childhood obesity ਤੇ ਆ ਗਏ. कितने फंसे हुए हो तुसी? बड़ी देर होगी. All right. How to generate ideas. What are you saying, Jashanpreet? No, 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 no. Please tell me. Okay, sir. Examples should be relevant, related to real happening, or we can create by your own. Mandeep, you can create them on your own. In fact, I also create them on my own, right? Ki aisa kabhi nahi hai that I have an example for everything. I just create it. You can simply write, have patience, Shivam, have patience, Vats, and everyone who is asking how to generate ideas. I told you that I will be finishing all the essay types, and I will be telling you how to generate ideas, right? I told you, here it is written on the agenda as well that we will do it, right? Then what's the point of writing it in the chat box again and again and again? I'm not going to work according to you, right? What do you want at a particular time? Have patience. It can really frustrate the person who is speaking, right? Have some patience. Everything in life requires patience. All right. I am a very friendly teacher, but अगर गुस्सा आएगा मैं डांट भी देता हूँ. तो अब तुम दोनों को पढ़ के चलो. Let us now move on to the next essay type, which is double question. Okay, generally these essay types, double question and discuss both views, give your opinion, they trouble the students a little bit. The simple reason behind that is that we have to come up with a lot of ideas for these, and there's the formula that we can use, for which Shivam and Pulkit are desperate. We will talk about it in a few minutes, but overall this is one essay type. This is an essay question type in which you will have to brainstorm a lot. You will need a lot of ideas to write this essay type effectively. Okay, so there will be two questions in this, right? There will be two questions and it would look very similar to problem solution, but it's different. Okay, we will look at problem solution essay type and this essay type side by side to help you, differentiate, but it's quite similar but quite different. The first question usually leads to the topic of the first paragraph. So the question, there are two questions in this essay type. First question would be answered in the body paragraph 1. Second question would be answered in the body paragraph 2, right? And then the topic sentences and all headline sentence, let's just look at a question and then let's look at the structure, trying to understand how does it look like. So success is often measured in terms of how much money somebody has earned, right? Success is often measured in terms of how much money somebody has earned. Do you think that wealth is a good measure of success? Number one. Number two, how else could we measure whether somebody is successful or not? Two questions are there. First question, that what is your opinion on money being a measure of success? And the second question, that how else can we measure success? First is, what's your opinion on money being a measure of success? And the second one is, what else can we use to measure success? In this question type as well, following a single idea paragraph approach would be better. So just the approach that we were following in basically, no, wait, we can, just let me make it simpler. Or in fact, let's do a thing. There's a better approach. It's your choice if you want to write 2 ideas per paragraph in this, or you want to write 1 idea per paragraph in this, because it would absolutely depend on the question, right? That whether you will be able to write it or not. It's your choice whether you want to write 2 ideas, whether you want to write 1 idea. Okay, so like for this question, to be honest, writing down 2 ideas is not a very big problem, right? Do you think that wealth is a good measure of success? We can write 2 ideas, behind that why money is not really a good measure of success, right? So that can be written in the body paragraph 1, those 2 ideas, and the 2 other factors based on which you can measure success can be written in the body paragraph 2, right? What can be 2 ideas that that why do you think money is a good measure of success or not, right? That whether it's a good measure of success or not. Come on, tell me in the chat box. Yes, Darshan, you can give fake examples. Simran, very good. Stability, good. So Simran is justifying that money is a good measure of success by saying that yes, it brings stability, very good. And Arun is saying that money cannot buy happiness. Try to elaborate it a little bit. How 9 band get? Manpreet, if you write like that, I'm sorry, you're not going to get a 9 band score. Have a reasonable target. Do you know even the IELTS examiners do not need a 9 band score to become an IELTS examiner? Then why do you need a 9 band score? Right? Whatever your target score is, work according to that, based on your capabilities, right? Even the IELTS examiners don't get a 9 band score. Your net is slow, sir. No, my net is not slow, calf. Please, try to fix your connection. We cannot get happiness and peaceful life by money in isko wo karo, elaborate karo. Want to write this essay? This is such a philosophical and an abstract essay question, right? Want to write this one today? Like I have to write an essay, so why not write this one itself? What do you think? Give me a thumbs up. Right? It would be really fun to write something challenging. Money acts as a good measure of success as it allows individuals to achieve numerous things with the availability of money. एक ही चीज को शायद ने 3 बार लिख दिया सिंगल पैराग्राफ में. Happiness can't be bought by money. Relationships cannot be bought by money. बहुत बढ़िया अब्रार. Good. Abrar Shivani, very good. Wealth and material belongings are not true indicators to measure success. Nikhil is saying it is actually the outcome of success. Okay. Money can buy everything like Sushmita Sen and Lalit Modi. बहुत बढ़िया. अबे जो जैसे अपनी लाइफ में खुश है उसको रहने दो ना. क्या टेंशन है? I'm actually I wonder and I think at times I'm taking a small break, but there are a lot of memes being circulated around the whole scenario, Lalit Modi and Sushmita Sen. What I think is that whatever makes someone happy, whatever is bringing happiness to them, whatever is bringing peace to them, let them live, right? We Indians, I would use, have a lot of villa time. We have so much free time to think about all these things, to even contemplate about all those things. Chodo. Apni life jiyo, it's your life. You have to focus on your growth. You have to focus on, if you want to immigrate, you want to move to a different country, make money there, sustain your family, right? And do all those things. Uske upar focus karo. कौन क्या कर रहा है, forget it, right? And it's all just a trap, right? These people will keep doing these things to stay in the limelight. These people will, the celebrities, all these people will keep on doing it so that they, keep getting the public attention. But is that attention really benefiting us in any way, right? It is not. It is only benefiting them. ना सोचो, ना मजाक उड़ाओ, ना बॉदर करो. जो जैसे अपनी लाइफ में खुश हो सो खुश रहने दो और हम अपनी लाइफ को अच्छा करते हैं. दैट्स द सिंपल फंडा. ओके. बाबा हरित मेहता going off air now, and I'll winner Harit Mehta coming back. Okay. So do you think that wealth is a good measure of success? How else would you measure it? Blah, 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 blah. So we will be writing this essay type today. Okay. बहुत मजेदार ऐसे क्वेश्चन है ये लिखेंगे and let's see how we end up writing it. Done. Now the last essay type is discuss both views, or basically discuss both views and give your opinion. Okay. In this essay type, there will generally be an argument that would be there in the essay question, and that argument would always be opposing in nature. That is the only way you will be able to discuss both the views. So for example, cities around the world are continuing to expand as people leave the countryside. Some people prefer to live in the city while others prefer to live in the countryside, right? Here yet again you have to discuss both views. That in body paragraph 1 you will be discussing that why are people moving to the cities, why are the cities expanding, and in the body paragraph 2 you will be discussing that why is it better to stay in the countryside, why are people staying back in the countryside, right? This is what discussing both views means. Now a modification of this essay type which would generally be coming is discuss both views and give your opinion. This is the essay type that that is quite prominent and many students get it. Discuss both views is obsolete. Not a lot of students are getting it. It is not something that I have seen since a long time. So for that reason, let's understand this essay question type. So this prompt is similar to double question, but you will have to decide what to write about in the second paragraph. So because your second paragraph would somewhat be, justifying your opinion, and you are usually you're told about a topic subject, then there are other ways to dealing with the same topics as subject. Yet again, that there's an argument that is happening in the question, and then the conclusion is a standard 2-sentence response, right? Pretty much looking at the structure for this essay type, this is how you will be following the structure. Headline sentence would be there are several benefits of moving to cities, right? Here in the body paragraph 1 we will be justifying the view number 1. The view number 1 is that people are moving to cities. So benefit 1, explanation 1, benefit 1 of moving to cities, explanation of benefit 1 of moving to cities, then there will be benefit 2, then there will be explanation of the benefit 2. The same way you will have, however, there are reasons or there are several merits of staying back in countryside as well. In countryside, here you will have your reason 1, that why you should stay back in the countryside. Here you will have the reason 2. Then you will, sorry, explanation of reason 1. Then yet again, here you will have your reason 2. And here you will have the explanation of your reason 2. Right? So reason, explain, remove this, remove this. Now, where will your opinion be? Because the essay question is asking discuss both views and give your opinion. While you are discussing both the views, यहाँ पर एक view discuss हुआ, यहाँ पर दूसरा view discuss हुआ. Where is your opinion? Your opinion, number 1, will be in the introduction. Here it will come in the introduction, and second, your opinion will come here in the concluding paragraph sentences. So the concluding sentences of the paragraphs will have your opinion. Okay, here as well as here. And how do you write it? Eventually, I'm sorry, you will not be able to learn about it today, because we will be writing this essay type, this one, in which, we have to a double question essay type. We will not really be writing this essay type. I have written this essay type in one of my previous webinars, but end of the day, you guys can learn about all of this in our classes when you join them. But today we will not be covering this. We will be covering a double question essay type. Because of the limited amount of time that we have, we can only cover one. But my idea is to give you a rough idea of all of them, which I believe that you should have got. Okay. Now, a very important question to all of you. Have you guys got an understanding of the different essay types? What does each essay type mean? What's the difference? What's the nitty-gritty between each essay type, right? So I have a small quiz for you. Chalo, tell me what's the difference between advantages and disadvantages and give your opinion essay type. So Syed has written not 100%, right? Very good, Syed, because that's exactly something that would always be there. And you will only and only be able to reach the 100% mark by practicing again and again, right? You practice an essay, you get it checked, we give you the feedback, or any other trainer gives you the feedback that whether you're following the right approach or not. That is how you will keep getting better at it, right? Opinion is not required in advantages, disadvantages, and in the other one, it is required. Yeah. Good. Must give opinion and no opinion. Very good, very good, very good. With 3 paragraphs. Opinion 100%, advantages 50. Very good, perfect. Which will merit instead of opinion. Very good, perfect. Done. Done, done, done. Very good. I want to join classes with you, sir. All right, cool. I will share the details of the classes shortly. All right. So guys, I believe that pretty much you guys should have, you guys would have understood that what are the different essay types. Now, one common thing that exists is that, okay, we have understood what the structure is. Structure to samajh aa gaya hame essay ka ki kaise ek structure hoga. But the biggest problem is the ideas, right? That how do I come up with the ideas for the structure? Structure to hai, but uske andar idea dalne, wo idea kahan se aayega? So coming to that point on how to generate ideas for the structures that we have learned. So there's a formula that we can use. But before I tell you that formula, let me, give you guys some disclaimers about it. So first of all, you should try to generate at least 4 ideas for each essay. And for the opinion essays, you will only need 2 ideas, 1 idea per paragraph. Ideas should be absolutely relevant. They should not be indirectly related to the topic, but they should be directly correlated to the topic. Like, do not generate ideas just on the basis of keywords. Try to comprehend the question properly, try to understand the question properly, and only then try to generate your ideas. Okay. Like, for example, what students do is they read the keyword international tourism, they write ideas about international tourism. Then they say that I'm stuck at 5.5 because you do not understand the question. After reading the question, after understanding the question, you should come up with ideas accordingly. Okay. So there's a magical formula that you can use to generate ideas, and the formula is the PESTEL formula. PESTHEL. Now, what does PESTEL mean? PESTEL means that every single topic in the world, every single issue in the world can be analyzed on these angles, right? Every topic in the world will have a psychological angle. It will have an economic angle. It will have a societal angle. It will have a technological angle. It will have a health related angle. It will have an environmental angle, and it will have a legal, or a, legal angle, or a law slash regulatory angle, right? Now, let us try to incorporate Pestel on the topic itself that we are going to attempt today, right? So let's say this one. Success is often measured in terms of how much money somebody has earned. Do you think that wealth is a good measure of success? How else can we measure whether somebody is successful or not? Right? So how else can we measure if somebody is successful or not? Right? Can health be an important measure of success? Right? That if a person has a lot of money but he's unhealthy, is he really successful? No, right? That person is not really successful. Health is a very, very important, measure of success. Whatever, whether you're successful or not, health plays a very important angle, right? The same way, let's say if you have a lot of money but you do not have any friends, you do not have any family, you do not have a loving family with yourself, are you successful? Here comes the social angle, right? That how many friends do you have? How many good relationships do you have? Do you have people who would listen to your problems? Do you have a loving wife, a loving husband, whatever? All those angles come in the social angle, right? So how else can you measure success? You can measure success over social line, that, how are the relationships of a person? And number two, health, that whether that person is healthy or not, that whether that person can actually enjoy his life or not, right? So two factors we have already generated with the help of Vestal, that how can we measure success other than money. Now let us try to come up with the answer for the first question. Do you think that wealth is a good measure of success? Right? Now let's say if you're choosing no, that wealth is not a good measure of success, that wealth is not really, an important measure of success. Why? Because the psychological angle can be discussed here, that with wealth a lot of stress comes, and that stress never helps you live peacefully, right? That if you are very rich, or as you're getting rich, or to get rich, you try to basically come up with a lot of it comes with a lot of stress. So if you're not managing the stress and you're just wealthy, then you're not really successful. So you should also introduce the mental health or the mental peace as a measure of success. And the same way, you can talk about the economic angle as well, but economic angle would be too technical to introduce concepts like inflation, to introduce concepts like value of money over time, etc. So we can just go for the law and even if you have a lot of money, but you have made that money by murdering people, then it is not really a measure of success, right? That wealth just cannot be measure of success if the source of the money is illegal, if it is coming from a mode that is illegal in nature, right? So by deploying pestle on the different topics, you can generally come up with ideas really fast, right? So let's apply pestle on another question. Cities around the world are continuing to expand as people leave the countryside. Some people prefer to live in the city while others prefer to live in the countryside. Discuss both views, right? So we have to tell two benefits of why moving to cities is better. We have to tell two benefits of why living in the countryside is better. Very easy. Let's look at pestle. So economic angle. Why do you move to a large city? So that you get a better salary, so that you have access to better jobs, so that you get paid more, so that you can save more money, right? So the economic angle is straightforward, that moving to an important city helps you make more money, right? Then what could be the second reason of why you move to a large city? We can talk about the technological angle, the infrastructure, right? The infrastructure that you get in a large city is always better than a smaller city. It is always better than generally the hometown to where you belong. So your the infrastructural angle can become a part of the technological angle. Now Why would you stay back in the countryside? Two reasons of staying back in the countryside. We can talk about the environmental angle, right? That the environment is clean, there's no pollution, the water is pure, the food is pure as far as the hometown or the countryside is concerned. And we can talk about the social angle, that our friends, our family members, our mothers, our fathers, our mother and father are staying in the countryside and you want to stay with them. So social angle can come that way as well, right? Or your friends, your cousins, that you do not want to leave them. That is why you stay back in the countryside. So deploying pestle on this question can be can be achieved or can be done like this. Let's deploy it on another question, and then end of the day, it is all about your practice. It is all about your own improvisation. The more you do it, the better you get at it, right? And guys, let me tell you one thing clearly, honestly, transparently, right? You will not be succeeding in the IELTS test by just attending webinars like these, by watching videos on YouTube, right? And all that stuff. The most important thing is that you need to give yourself time to upgrade your skills, right? This is an international English language testing test, which is testing your English skills, and skills do not get better in one day. Skills do not get better in 2 days or in 1 week or in 10 days. You need to give it hours and hours of rigorous practice. You need to give it hours and hours of feedback. You need to give it all those things, right? To help you with that, we have some provisions for you. We offer you some courses. I will discuss about them after this. But majorly, the most important point that I want to raise right now is that you have to improvise, you have to practice, you have to get the feedback, and that is how gradually you keep getting better. Okay, so let's apply pestle on another topic. All right. So high stakes English tests such as IELTS are increasingly being delivered online. Do the advantages of computer-based testing outweigh the disadvantages? Do the advantages of computer-based testing outweigh the disadvantages? So in this question, first we have to tell the advantages of computer-based testing. Then we have to tell the disadvantages of computer-based testing. Then we have to tell that, which one do you suggest that, whether advantages outweigh the disadvantages or not, right? So let's think of advantages from pestle, right? So the first advantage is the economic angle itself, that the computer delivered tests generally tend to be cheaper. For example, when if you're taking computer delivered tests like TOEFL IBT, or if you're taking the Duolingo English test, you can take it at home. It is not going to cost a lot, right? So this is one benefit of the computer delivered test itself, right? What can be the second benefit of computer delivered tests? It can be the technological angle, that human errors will get reduced as far as computer based testing is concerned. That let's say if an examiner is tired when they're evaluating your reading or listening and they make a few mistakes, then there's a chance that you might lose out on your band score. But with the help of artificial intelligence, with the help of technology, the accuracy of the results will increase. The accuracy of the results will get better. What can be the disadvantages? The disadvantages can be, number one, the health angle itself, that ideally sitting in front of a computer screen for 4 hours can actually hamper the eyes of some candidates, or it can also just be uncomfortable for some candidates who are not really accustomed to sitting in front of a computer screen for such a long time. And what can be another angle behind another disadvantage of computer based testing? It can be the psychological angle, that psychologically we are trained to take exam on a pen and paper. That throughout our life, throughout our schooling, we have been trained to take exams on a pen and paper. So we are not really familiar with the computer based testing mechanism, but we are way more familiar at a subconscious level with the mechanism of taking tests using pen and paper, right? So how long does it take to generate ideas using pestle? Once you have practiced it enough, which obviously you will need some time to do it, it will take you a couple of minutes. That okay? Psychological angle यहाँ घुसता है, economic यहाँ जाता है, health यहाँ जाता है, tech यहाँ जाता है, environmental यहाँ जाता है, law यहाँ जाता है. And it is not really required that you analyze every topic on all the angles. whichever angle you are most comfortable with for the topic. All you need is 3-4 ideas, right? 1-2 ideas you will get on your own. 1-2 ideas you can generate using this formula. So this is how you can generate as many ideas as you want for any topic in the world, provided you are improvising it well, provided you are practicing it well, right? Any doubt in Pestle? Or straightforward, easy? Any doubt here? I've opened the chat. No, no, Kumud. Write 2 body paragraphs. Body paragraph 1 will have the 2 problems. Body paragraph 2 will have the 2 solutions. So where will be the recording of the webinar? You will get it tomorrow at 4 p.m. in email and in the WhatsApp groups as well. Manav Patel psychological angle is related to stress, related to your, biases, related to your, skills, all those things. All right. Thank you so much for the appreciation. So do we need 5 paragraphs in opinion essay? No, you do not. It really helps. So thank you. Great. Difference between outweigh and outweigh. Overweigh and outweigh, they both mean the same, but generally you will find outweigh only. जशनप्रीत पहले राइटिंग कंप्लीट कर लें, स्पीकिंग क्लास राइटिंग आ गई आपको, सारी समझ आ गई जशनप्रीत? है मैंने गल दसो. Any limit on the maximum number of words? No, there's no limit on the maximum number of words, but it should be 270, 275, not more than that. Can I use Pestle in all essays? Yes, pretty much. It is all about improvising. How to start essay writing? Wait, I will be writing an essay. You will understand it then. Okay. Krunal, Suni, I will throw you out of the session now if you will copy paste it again. I'm not kidding. You have pasted it 100 times. What are you trying to prove? All right. Does more words lead to low score? No, it is not that. The minimum word limit is 250. If you're writing more than 250, it's okay. This type of question will apply in exam. These are the type of questions that you get. All the questions that we have discussed today, they have actually appeared in the actual IELTS tests, right? We haven't created these questions on our own. They have appeared in the actual tests. BB, is Duolingo better alternative to IELTS? No, Duolingo is just to get the college offer letter. Like if you're talking about Canada, for UK, Ireland, US, yes, Duolingo is more than enough. But even to make your profile stronger for the visa, you should be taking the IELTS test. That would be better. Okay. All right. So guys, now if we look at the agenda for the day, so we have basically reached up to this point, that how to generate ideas for IELTS essays. We have discussed all these things. We have discussed actually a lot today. I expected the session to be 2.5 hours long, but I believe we will be able to wrap it up only by 7 p.m. I don't have a problem till the time you guys are enjoying it. Next is some tips and tricks that have actually been approved by the IELTS examiners. So we actually had a word with some IELTS examiners that what are some of those key things that they look for in your essay. What are some of those key things that they look for in your letter or whatever you are delivering to them. So some tips that they have told themselves that we definitely look for these things in your essay, right? So those tips are, number 1, that do not repeat words in a paragraph. So whenever you're writing down your essay, in every body paragraph, do not repeat words. So like if you're repeating a word, backspace that word and write down a synonym of that word. That would basically make it more lexically rich. So it is not really about writing complicated words, or it is not really about writing hi-fi words. It is more about showing diversity in your vocabulary. Diversity means that to explain the same thing, you can write different words. Complexity is when you are just complicating things, or without any reason. So diversity matters. Use connectors appropriately. Students, tend to believe that if I will use a lot of connectors in my writing, I will get a very high score. That jahan man kiya wahan moreover, however, furthermore, therefore, dal diya, right? And yet again, gadha kam, right? Most of the strategies, that are circulating right now related to IELTS is literally gadha kam. Ki remember 100 connectors and use them. Guys, their usage of connector has to be appropriate. Connectors cannot just be used anywhere and everywhere, randomly. The usage of connectors has to be appropriate. A connector is only used whenever you're transitioning from one idea to another, whenever you're transitioning from one paragraph to another. You will not just be, generating, you will just not be using connectors here and there randomly. Grammatical range should be on point. So you should learn how to write complex sentences. You should learn how to, write different types of sentences like conditional sentences, compound complex sentences, interrogative sentences, etc., etc. Especially if you're a candidate targeting IELTS GT 7 or a 7.5 band score in writing, then usage of complex sentences is of utmost importance. You have to showcase usage of collocations. Now, many candidates do not even know what collocations are. So let me help you understand with the help of an example, right? So let us say that I write down, I would like to learn new skills. I would like to learn new skills. This is correct. This sentence is correct, but the usage of collocations is inappropriate. The correct collocation is, I would like to acquire new skills. So acquire plus skills. This is the right collocation. Okay. Collocations can be of different types. So they're combination of, let's say verb, adverb, noun, etc., etc. Need not go in that technicality. It will take you a week to just understand collocations. But what you can do to score well in the IELTS test is that remember some good collocation combinations. I won't say that remember thousands of them, remember 5, 6, 7, 8 of them that you can use in different essay types, so that the IELTS examiner can at least see that, yes, you know some collocations, that you have the knowledge what collocations are, you have the knowledge of how to, use the right collocations. A very common, error, a very common collocation error is, for example, I want to give my IELTS test on 23rd July, right? You would say, I want to give my IELTS test on 23rd July. This is absolutely wrong. The correct way of writing it is, I want to take my IELTS test. You take a test. You do not give a test. Okay. So I want to give my IELTS. I want to give my IELTS test is wrong. I want to take my IELTS test on the 23rd of July. Test is taken. The person who has made the test, the examiner, he is the one who is giving it to you and you are taking it. Okay. You have to take the test. You do not give it. All right. Okay. So there are many combinations of collocations, and to help you with that, let me share some free study material with all of you. All right. So this is a Google Drive folder. It has 4 PDFs. One PDF is by the name of vocabulary.pdf. In this PDF, you will find out some of these collocation examples. For example, damage, damage the career, damage credibility, damage economy, damage environment, damage health. This is the right collocation, that with these words, you should use this, right? So lose, right? Lose appetite, lose balance, lose chance, lose confidence. So play is easy, right? Trigger change, trigger debate, trigger event, trigger problems, trigger reaction, trigger response, right? So rather than saying that, what change are you trying to bring or what change are you trying to make, you can say, what change are you trying to trigger? All of a sudden, the quality of your, lexical resource gets so much better. Right. So for example, complicated. It's a complicated structure, complicated system, complicated process, complicated matter. etc., etc. I think that was quite straightforward. So you can go through these and try to remember like 7 8 good, collocation combinations, and then use them. So there are, different types of them, involving adjectives, involving verbs, involving, the other different English language tools, right? For example, these are some collocations with nouns, right? So he is he is a athlete with, he is an able athlete, right? His athletic abilities are amazing, his artistic abilities are amazing, it's, his intellectual abilities are amazing. So some good collocation examples that you can use. Other than this Google Drive folder has another PDF by the name of IELTS support tools. In this PDF, there are some last minute tips. So I believe that there are a lot of students who have their IELTS test in the next through 3 4 5 days. So if you are also one of them, then you can refer to this particular PDF. You will get some really good tips and tricks. Then we have this PDF, which is basically a PDF for students who face problems with English grammar. This PDF will help you nourish those, skills and get better at those areas of English grammar which the IELTS examiner specifically looks for. And last but not the least is a PDF with a lot of synonyms, common synonyms. So if you remember, I told you that the IELTS examiners are looking for, that you do not repeat words in a paragraph. So for that reason, I am sharing a PDF that basically has, I'm sharing a PDF that has some common synonyms that, for the words that we use generally, that we use frequently and commonly. Okay. All right. So I'm sharing the Google Drive link in the chat box. I would request all of you to please copy this link and keep it, somewhere, because wait, I've shared it once, twice, thrice, 5 times. Okay. Please do not ask for the link again and again and again. Copy it right now itself, because I keep getting a lot of, like, there are around 950 people in the room. Even if 50 people message, again and again for the link, it gets frustrating for me when I'm delivering something, right? So for that reason, copy it and paste it right now. And if you're watching the recording of the session, just look at the chat box. There's an option of copying it, copy it and paste it, right? Okay, thank you. So this should be quite beneficial and helpful for all the candidates who are attending this webinar. All right. So guys, now we will move on to the most indulging and the most interesting part of our, webinar, which is in which we will be writing down the essay live. Okay. And we will not be, really writing it in 40 minutes. I will write the essay in less than 20 minutes in front of you. The reason behind that is that we have already somewhat, we know what the structure is. We know what the ideas are. We know everything about it now. So it's not going to take a lot of time for us to write down the essay. All right. But before I start doing that, before I begin, did you guys learn new things today? Did you guys get some clarity on the structures? Well, how has been your experience till now? How has been your experience till now? Awesome. Great. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Right. And who all want to learn from Team Preppy? Who all would want to learn from us online, right? And we have a lot of different batch timings. We have everything, but I really want to discuss about that once we have written the essay. But who all want to, learn, and that too at a very affordable price, not really, very, not involving very many thousands of rupees, right? Something very affordable and something very, accessible. Great. Awesome. Thank you so much. So I will let you guys know about our online classes once we have written the once we have written the essay, once we are done with the session, then we will discuss about the course, the fee and everything as well, right? So the purpose of the webinar is to help you guys make a judgment of how we teach, what our strategies are, what our detail is. I have an open challenge to the whole world that the amount of research that we have put into, what is the requirement of the IELTS examiner, the strategies that we have built. Literally no one in the world has put that much effort, and that is the reason our results speak for themselves. Like, I don't have to speak it. You check our results. We have helped students who had lost hope. We have helped students who were stuck at 6 bands, 6.5 bands, 5 times, 6 times, 7 times. We have helped them reach that 7.5 band stage. So we can do that for you as well, right? That's the point that I'm trying to make. All right, now let us start writing down the essay. Let me open a Google sheet. Give me 1 second. All right, so let us write down this essay. First, let me copy the question from here. All right. Success is often measured in the terms of in terms of how much money somebody has earned. Do you think that wealth is a good measure of success? How else could we measure whether somebody is successful or not? So first of all, it's a double question essay in which the question number one is this and the question number two is this. Obviously, both the questions are interrelated. Obviously, both the questions are linked, but we have to answer both of them. Okay. So chalo, we will quickly write down the ideas that whether what's going to be our answer to the question. So do you think that wealth is a good measure of success? So the answer is no, that wealth is not a good measure of success. And there are two reasons behind that I am going to give. That number one is that money does not buy happiness, or it cannot really bring peace to a person. And number two, the source of money matters, right? Source of money matters, that it is ethical and it is legal. That if you're just think that money is a measure of success, and if it is money coming from illegal sources, that's not being successful. That's actually being unsuccessful in itself, right? And how else could we measure whether somebody is successful or not? Number one can be his personal relationships with family and friends. And the second factor that how we can measure whether a person is successful or not can be the health, right? Status of health of a person. Status of health of a person. All right. So let us now start writing down this essay. So we will start with the introductory paragraph, introduction. The first sentence of the introduction is supposed to be, a headline sentence. It's just going to be a neutral sentence. So that neutral sentence would be that every individual wants to be successful. Every individual wants to be successful in their life. Simple. Nothing complicated. Every individual wants to be successful in their life. Done. Right. So, although many believe that monetary wealth is the ideal measure of success, although many believe that monetary wealth is the ideal measure of success, success in itself is a very, or success in itself requires a comprehensive evaluation, right? Or I think it's too complicated, the sentence. Let me write something simpler so that you guys are able to connect. Although there are there are different definitions of success. Although there are different definitions of success, it is frequently measured in terms of the money that a person has. Okay, so we are writing down the sentence using a concession. Although there are different definitions of success, it is frequently measured in terms of the money that a person has. All right. Now, if yet again, writing a sentence like this requires practice. You write, we check, we give you the feedback, then you write again, then you write again, then you write again, and eventually keep getting better at it, right? Although there are different definitions of success, it is frequently measured in terms of the money that a person has. Done. Now, what's going to be the outline and the thesis statement in this particular question? So this essay will describe why the measurement of success based on finances is not ideal, and explain the other factors on which the status of a person should be judged. Status of a person is basically a synonym of success itself, whether a person is successful or not. So this essay will describe why the measurement of success based on finances is not ideal. That is the answer of the first question, that do you think that wealth is not a measure of success? We have told it to the examiner right in the introductory paragraph itself. This essay will describe why the measurement of success based on finances is not ideal, and explain the other factors based on which status of a person should be judged, right? That this essay will tell the other thing as well. All right. Now our introduction is done. Everyone clear with the introduction? Anyone having any doubt about a particular sentence? Clear? Very good. Done. So please tell topics need to grammar for IELTS. BB, like focus on your prepositions, focus on your tenses, focus on your, the grammatical range. All those things are there. Yet again, it takes time. You cannot really improve in a day or watching a few videos. You will have to spend time. You will have to solve some worksheets. You will have to, do some self-evaluation and a lot of things. Only then you will keep getting better. All right. Now we will start writing the body paragraph 1. Body paragraph 1. So the body paragraph always starts with a headline sentence, right? The headline sentence will be a straightforward answer to the question that is there. So the question is, do you think wealth is a good measure of success? Straightforwardly answer this question in the headline sentence of your body paragraph 1. So the amount of money that a person has, or let's think of the amount of money that someone has, can never evaluate whether a person is successful or not. The amount of money that someone has can never evaluate, or the success of a person, the achievements of a person. I'm writing down the synonym of success as achievements. The achievements of a person can never be evaluated by just looking at the money that they have. The achievement of a person can never be evaluated by just looking at the money that they have, right? Done. Why? Right? We have to explain. So yet again, after the headline sentence comes your idea 1. What's the idea 1? That money cannot buy happiness. So it is a proven fact that peace, that mental peace and happiness are not directly correlated to the amount of dollars sitting in an individual's bank account. Sorry for that typo. So it is a proven fact that mental peace and happiness are not directly correlated to the amount of dollars sitting in an individual's bank account. Even if a person has a even if a person has abundant amount of dollars or has abundant financial resources, he might be stressful or he might be stressed and in a miserable state. Even if a person has abundant financial resources, he might be stressed and in a miserable state of mind, right? So we have explained it कि भाई पैसा सब कुछ नहीं है, कि पैसे से मेंटल पीस नहीं आता. एक इंसान के पास बहुत ज्यादा पैसा हो भी सकता है, बट स्टिल वो बहुत दुखी हो सकता है, वो बहुत ज्यादा मिजरेबल हो सकता है, वो बहुत ज्यादा एक बुरी स्टेट ऑफ माइंड में हो सकता है, राइट? सो it is a proven fact that mental peace and happiness is not directly correlated to the amount of dollars sitting in an individual's bank account. Even if a person has abundant financial resources, he might be stressed and in a miserable state of mind. Done. That's it. We have written the first point and we have explained the first point. Now we will be giving another point, that why money should not be a judgment of success, right? And when we are doing that, this is where we will be using a connector. So the connector that we can use is moreover, simple, a straightforward connector. Moreover, source of money matters. Moreover, the source of income matters a lot as compared to the amount in general, or as compared to the count in general. The count means that how much money is there. So moreover, the source of income matters a lot as compared to the count in general, right? So if illegal methods are being deployed to mint cash means to generate cash or to generate cash flow. If illegal methods are being deployed to generate cash flow, it goes against the moral and ethical definition of success, right? That there's an ethical definition of success, that a successful person is a person who is making money but the ethical way, right? Not like most of the immigration consultants out there कि सर आपकी तो बहुत अच्छी प्रोफाइल है, 70,000 पे दो, आपकी पीआर करवा रहे हैं हम. Many people do that, we know that. So it is success is always something. You cannot call them successful, they guys are frauds, right? But who is successful? Someone who is giving the right advice, someone who is charging the clients only who have a chance, someone who is being truthful to their clients. So if illegal methods are being deployed to generate cash flow, it goes against the moral and ethical definition of success, right? So this is the explanation of the idea number 2, that morals and ethics and the legality matters as well, right? Now there will be a closing sentence of this paragraph. And what will be the closing sentence of the paragraph? It would basically be a conclusion that, hence, it is not the amount of money that matters to be successful. Hence, it is not only the amount of money that matters to be successful, the evaluation of success, or that to be successful, the or let's the mental state of mind, or your mental health, the mental health and ethics play a vital role, right? Hence, it is not only the amount of money that matters to be successful, the mental health and ethics play a vital role in defining a person to be great. In defining a person to be great. So we are using defining a person to be great as a synonym of being successful. Okay. All right. Our body paragraph 1 is done. Now listen to me as I highlight things on the screen. This, what I have highlighted right now, is the headline sentence of this paragraph. That is basically telling what's going to happen in this paragraph. This is the idea number 1 of the paragraph. This is the explanation of the idea number 1. Here we are using a connector when we are going from one idea to the next idea. This is the second idea, that why money should not be used to judge whether a person is successful or not. This is the explanation of the idea number 2, and here is the concluding sentence of the body paragraph. So what's the conclusion? Here I said that it can never be evaluated just by looking at the money that they have, and here I am concluding that hence it is not only the amount of money that matters to be successful, the mental health and ethics play a vital role in defining a person to be great. That your headline sentence is getting concluded here. So look at this and look at this, right? If you remember when we used to study maths, so what did we do, right? LHS is equal to RHS. So the same way, this is like LHS and this is your RHS. And in between are the steps, the maths, steps that we used to follow, they are there. All right. Next is your body paragraph 2. But before that, are you guys understanding, how we are writing it down, and have you guys understood the sentence by sentence placement? Any doubt in the body paragraph 1? Anything that you want to say? Is hypothetical example okay? Yes, it's absolutely okay. Can we start our first headline sentence in body paragraph? In my opinion, Aman, you can, not an issue. Yes, Jayanti, you will be given a pen and paper, a rough sheet to, write down rough points. Not a problem. Arun, improve your vocabulary. Anyway, is there, guys, have I written any word in this essay that you do not know the meaning of? Has there any word been written that is very complicated, that is very hi-fi? Is it? No, right? So it is not, I don't think my vocabulary is very rich. I'm not saying that my vocabulary is very complicated, right? Not at all. This is a double question essay, Minu. Double question essay. What should be the tense of the essay? It is not really, abundant is a very simple word, Sandeep. Abundant, today you will learn about it. Abundant is when you have a lot of it. So abundant is, let's say I have abundant amount of money. Paisa hi bahut hai, right? That when you have a lot of money. I have, like, I want to love you abundantly. मैं तुम्हें ऐसे प्यार करना चाहता हूँ कि मैं करता ही रहूं, बहुत है मेरे पास प्यार. Abundant is that. Or unlimited. Unlimited or a lot, right? So that is what abundant is. Okay. So, sir, what should be the tense of the essay? It depends. So there is no rule on the tense of the essay. There is no rule that exists on the tense of the essay, depending upon, if, like, let's say if you're giving an example of the past, then the tense would be past. If you're giving an example, if you're making a prediction for the future, then that for that sentence, this, prediction would be future. So there's no tense as such. Do not worry about the tense of the essay. Tense will change according to the sentence that you are writing time and again. Okay. All right. Now let's write the body paragraph 2. So yet again, the body paragraph 2 will start with the headline sentence, and the headline sentence would, yet again start answering the question itself, which is how else could we measure whether somebody is successful or not, right? There are several factors based on which based on which the success of a person can be measured, right? There are several factors based on which the success of a person can be measured. This is the headline sentence. Headline sentence, LHS. ठीक है? अब हमें LHS is equal to RHS करना है. We have to prove LHS is equal to RHS. We will give those factors. What are those factors based on which you can evaluate success, right? To begin with, this is a connector. To begin with, it is also known as a discourse marker. Usage of discourse marker is always very good. What I have highlighted right now. To begin with, the personal relationships of an individual contribute towards a fulfilling life. Begin with, the personal relationships of an individual contribute towards a fulfilling life. If someone has loving and affectionate family members, if someone has loving and affectionate family members, he or he feels happy and successful at a personal level, right? Of an individual contribution. If someone is loving and affectionate family members, he feels happy and successful at a personal level, right? On the contrary, many folks who only have money and no loving partners find it difficult to acknowledge their achievements, right? Let's say you have a lot of money, but you're divorced, or you do not talk to your mom, you do not talk to your dad, or whatever. You will not feel happy about your success as well. You will not be able to acknowledge your success itself, right? You will not be that fulfilled. वो एक अंदर से खुशी नहीं होती कभी भी, right? So if someone has loving and affectionate family members, he feels happy and successful at a personal level. On the contrary, many folks who only have money and no loving partners find it difficult to acknowledge their achievements, acknowledge their own achievements. This is an example itself, right? This is an example. It is not important that in an example you name a person. Example and evidences can be abstract as well. This is exactly an example. Okay. All right. Next is, here you will use a connector. The connector can be furthermore. So for example, to begin with was the first connector that we were using, which is a discourse marker. Here we are going to use the second connector, which is furthermore. So what's the second idea? Status of health of a person, right? Furthermore, health of an individual can be a good marker of success, can be a good marker as well, right? I'm not writing success to avoid the repetition of words. Furthermore, health of an individual can be a good marker as well. A healthy or a fit person lives a long and comfortable life. A fit person lives a long and comfortable life as compared to someone who has damaged their body, right? A fit person lives a long and comfortable life as compared to someone who has damaged their body, So the fitness levels of people can be a good indicator of what kind of an individual they are. right? The fitness levels of people can be a good indicator of what kind of an individual they are, what kind of individual are, whether they are successful, unsuccessful, or whatever, right? Okay, so what would be the conclusion? What would be the concluding sentence? There are several factors based on which the success of a person can be measured. So here, yet again, overall, the or let's try to conclude it in a very simple way. So these the above mentioned the above mentioned qualities can or are make the definition of we have repeated success so many times, right? Let's look for synonyms of success. Chalo, success synonyms of victory. It's a little inappropriate. Of prosperity is a very good word, right? Come on, read some read some synonyms with me. It would be good to remember some of them now itself. In fact, success does not have a lot of synonyms. Wow. The above mentioned qualities make the definition of prosperity comprehensive, right? That success is defined more comprehensively with the help of these angles, that you include your personal relationship, you include how fit you are when you are defining whether you are successful or not. Okay, that will make it more comprehensive. It would make the definition more suitable. All right, and now we will finally be writing down the conclusion. So the conclusion would be, to conclude, you will rewrite your thesis, you will rewrite your opinion. To conclude, just the money, or to conclude, victory in life cannot be called upon just on the basis of, okay, to conclude, just having money cannot make you victorious in life. So these are small things that you have to play around with. These are small tricks that you have to play around with to make your sentences richer. So to conclude, just having money cannot make you victorious in life. One needs to respect their personal factors and take care of their health and take care of their physique, can also be written. So one needs to respect their personal factors and take care of their physique to call themselves successful in, or call themselves successful, right? Done. So just the two sentences and pretty much summarizing, that okay, what are those actual factors that can if you actually look at it in the conclusion of this particular essay type, the first sentence of the conclusion is answering the first question, that do you think that wealth is a good measure of success? To conclude, just having money cannot make you victorious in life. And then the second sentence of the conclusion is answering the second question, how else could we measure whether somebody is successful or not? One needs to respect the personal factors and take care of the physique to call themselves successful. And that is exactly what we were supposed to do in this particular essay type. All right, let me tell you one thing, this was a difficult essay. It was not an easy essay. whenever you get a topic like this, you are unlucky. Okay, that date is not really, that day is not in your favor. It's a very abstract topic. You have to really think a little deep to come up with ideas and then explanations and then examples for those ideas. It was not an easy one. It was a difficult essay. So if you were finding it difficult, it's absolutely all right, because I have written thousands of essays and even I was struggling a little bit. All right. So for that reason, this is, that is why I really like to, I took the challenge that, okay, let's write a difficult one. But other than that, I hope that despite of it being a difficult one, by following this approach, it felt easy. Now we will quickly look at the structure of this essay. Build it in our head with me, build it in your head with me, and then we will wrap up the session. Okay. So this is the neutral statement, neutral sentence, just introducing the topic. This is the paraphrase version of the question statement with a concession by using although, while, etc. This is your outline and thesis statement. This is the headline sentence of the paragraph. This is the idea number one, the explanation number one. This is the idea number two that is getting started, that is starting to get highlighted now. And this is the explanation of the idea number two. And then finally, this is the conclusion of the body paragraph one. This is basically the closing sentence of the body paragraph one. This is the body paragraph two's headline. Then, point, explain, and this is the conclusion of the body paragraph two. This is the closing sentence of the body paragraph two. This is the concluding paragraph, in which the first sentence is answering the question number one. The second sentence is answering the question number two. Now we will quickly see how many words is this. I am sure that this must be 270, 280 words. So let's quickly have a look, how many words this is. So this is 340 words. So it's absolutely fine. If you want to write that much, you can. But for a normal candidate, for an average candidate, my suggestion is to write 275 to 280 words, because obviously, you have to give yourself some time in the end as well. So 280, 290 words is a good target. Some students write 400 words as well. Some students write 500 as well. That's okay, your choice. But depending upon your level of expertise, you have to decide how many words you have to write. The examiner wants you to write 250 minimum words. It's not maximum, it's minimum. Maximum, whatever you want to write, you can, but your choice. You have to practice, and with practice, you get to know how much time is it taking for you to write how many words, how much time do you need after writing a particular, essay, to edit it, to make the corrections, etc., etc. Right now, guys, before I move on to telling you guys about the online classes that we offer for IELTS, GT as well as academic, I want feedback on today's session. So it was a new presentation. I was working on it since last 2 days. How was your experience? Were you guys able to learn new things? What feedback would you like to give, right? Anything, and you can be, honest, you can be as clear as possible. Does giving example good or bad? For example, one of my friend earns 25,000 per month. Okay, so what you can do is, what's your name? Sai Venkata Tarunji. What you can do is that rather than writing about an individual, generalize it, right? So for example, many young candidates make just 25,000 rupees a month, but they are very happy. Rather than writing about your friend, turn your friend into many young individuals. Generalize it. Okay? All right. Perfect. Different and clear way of writing an essay. Perfect. Thanks a lot. Great. All right. So first person addressing, okay, an essay, a good conclusion for a body part. These are the qualities that I can think of from the top of my head. Sri Charan, avoid first person language wherever you can. And top of my head is very informal. It's a very informal idiom. The essay has to be written in formal tone. Avoid it. Okay. I have no word spectacular. Thanks a lot, Shankar. Thanks a lot. Okay. All right, so guys, now let me help you guys understand about the online classes that we offer for IELTS, right? In the last 2.5 hours, the purpose was that, you guys get a taste of how we teach, what our strategies are, what our methods are, how we basically go about with things. Now, the classes that we offer for IELTS are around 50 to 55 hours. The course is 50 to 55 hours in length. So whatever you have covered with me in the last 2.5 hours, you can expect the classes to be 20, 25 times more comprehensive, 20, 25 times more detailed than this webinar. So talking about the course structure, the fee, the timings and everything, let me start that. So this course is basically for any and every genuine aspirant of the IELTS test, both general training and IELTS academic, because we have different batches for both of them. The requirements are different, so the batches are different. And at the same time, the course has been designed to follow a very practical approach. The course is designed for you to work every day, to practice every single day, so that you lead to success in the test itself. All right. So we like to call it an impeccable system for IELTS because this includes, first of all, daily live classes. And in each class, we have limited the number of students that would be there so that we are able to interact with every single student in the class. So the batch size has been reduced to 30 to 40 or 40 to 45 students per the class. And we have divided the class in one such way that after 1 hour of teaching, we have 30 minutes doubts in which all the doubts of every single student is addressed. Then in the course itself, after the live class, you will be getting daily homework and practice in which you have to solve a reading test, solve a listening test, or you have to write an essay, you have to write a letter. So every single day an assignment would be there. Then all the live classes are getting recorded. So once you're done with a particular class, you can actually watch the recording of that class, or just in case, let us say that you miss out on a class, you get a recording of that so that you can cover everything that is needed, and you are never falling short of, or you're never going off track. So this is very important for the students who have their exams, or who are working professionals, that they are not really able to attend the classes regularly because of some reason. So you get the recording in which you can refer to it, and the recordings are available one day after the class. One-to-one review sessions will be included as well. So you have studied in live classes, then you have solved your homework, you have got your feedback on your essays, you have got feedback on your tests, then you have watched the recordings to revise everything as well. In the end, you get one-to-one review sessions right before your test date, and this is the time when you can solve all your doubts with one of our expert trainers, including me, in which we can let you know how you can improve your speaking. You can take your speaking mock tests, you can get your essays evaluated in these one-to-one sessions. And it will also include the most comprehensive study material package. So we have made the course in one, we designed the course in one such way that every single thing that you need to crack this test, you will get it here. Just follow everything step by step, forget everything else, just follow it, and the result will be there with you. So we have 3 batch timings: 11 a.m., 7 p.m. and 10:30 p.m. When you enroll into our course, you can attend all the batches, you can attend 2 batches, you can attend 1 batch. It's your choice. Like for example, if you have your IELTS test in the next 15 days, you can choose to attend 2 batches or all the 3 batches to finish everything in time. Let's say if you have your test in the next 35 days, then you can just attend 1 batch. If you have your test in, let's say 7 days, then obviously you need to attend all the 3 batches plus watch the recordings of previous batch. All the modules are covered: listening, reading, writing and speaking. So you cannot enroll for only writing or for only speaking. We do not allow that. You have to enroll into our course, and it's your choice if you want to miss classes for a module. But from our end, you will get everything: listening, reading, writing as well as speaking in the course. Regular classes are there. There will be no alternate days, or there will be nothing of that sort. Even if for some reason a class is not conducted on a particular day, it is covered over the weekend. The course includes 96 practice tests. It includes 3 one-to-one speaking mock tests. So these speaking mock tests are professionally conducted, in which we will basically be meeting you on a Zoom video call one to one. First, there will be a speaking mock test, and after that, we will be giving you a detailed coaching session, one-to-one coaching session on the basis of the mistakes that you would have made in that speaking mock test. Unlimited writing evaluations for a month. This is that area which makes the difference. So you can get as many essays as you want, as many letters as you want, checked from our trainers, and take the feedback, a detailed sentence by sentence, paragraph by paragraph feedback, and know the points that you need to work on. Study material is obviously included. You will be getting it in digital form. IELTS examiners checklists will be shared with you. So for the writing as well as the speaking modules, the IELTS examiners have a checklist that they follow, the qualities that they are looking for. You will get that checklist as well to incorporate into your strategy. One batch is for 35 days. So like, let's say if you're attending only the 11 a.m. batch, the classes will be done in 35 days. If you are attending two batches, then 35 divided by 2, because we make sure that in all the batches, different modules are running. So if in 11 a.m. listening is happening, in 7 p.m. reading is happening, and in 10:30 p.m. writing is happening. So that is how we ensure that if a student wants to cover everything fast, he or she can. Like if you have your test in the next 12, 13 days, you can finish everything in the less number of days that you have with us. Originally, the fee of the course has been rupees 7,999, but there is a bonus, there is a discount for the students who attend the webinar till the end. What's that discount? What's that bonus? First of all, we cannot offer it to all the students. So there will be limited number of seats that are available for the discounted amount. What's the discounted amount? Get ready to be surprised. So first of all, for the candidates who are targeting IELTS general training, the fee is not going to be rupees 7,999. It will be rupees 5,999 for you. So you are saving rupees 2,000 on the course by enrolling into the by basically enrolling now into the first 40 students of the batch. And instead of 3 speaking mock tests, the first 40 students will be getting 3 bonus mock tests for speaking. So you will be getting 6 one-to-one speaking mock tests. Please note, these mock tests are beyond the speaking classes. You will be getting speaking classes. You will be getting speaking practice in the speaking classes as well. These mock tests are one-to-one sessions that are detailed sessions separate from your speaking classes and practice tests. You will be getting unlimited writing evaluations for 2 months. So even if you are targeting like say 7.5 band score or an 8 band score, so by enrolling into the course, you can keep practicing for 2 months, and when you're confident, you can take the test. If you are not able to get your desired score in the first attempt, you can repeat the classes free of cost. We will not be charging you again one time. Okay, so we allow you one free batch repetition. Batches for GT and academic are separate, and the recordings, the live class recordings, will be available with you for 6 months. So the fee for GT students is rupees 5,999, including all these bonuses, and the fee for IELTS academic students is rupees 2,999 only, including all these bonuses. But it is only and only for the first 40 enrollments combined into GT and academic. The fresh batches are starting from tomorrow. So we will be having the orientation class tomorrow itself. How do you enroll and how do you be a part of the first 40 students? Let me share the details now. First of all, let me tell you, there are 600 students in the room right now. Whosoever is in the room is pretty much interested in joining the course, because that is why you are here till now. So I'm sharing the enrollment link. If you wish to enroll, please do it right now. The moment we will hit 40 students, we will be disabling these payments link, or we will be revising the price. So there are 2 payment links that I have shared in the Zoom chat. The first payment link is for the IELTS GT course. The second link is for the IELTS academic course. Now, if you click on the link, like let's say if you click on the link, you will land on a Razorpay payment page where you have to enroll to reserve your slot. So please note that once you will enroll, our course coordinator will be getting in touch with you by tomorrow 4 p.m. They will not be contacting you today. Today you will only receive a Razorpay payment confirmation receipt in your email ID. but our course coordinator will be getting in touch with you tomorrow only. And this is my direct WhatsApp number. Like if you have any doubt, any query related to the course, related to what we have discussed now, please drop a WhatsApp message on this. It's not available for a call. You can drop a text message on this number. What's included in the course? All these things. So till the time you see these bonuses active, that means that there's a slot available for you. These are the 3 batch timings, mentioning the days that the batch would be off. And other than that, these are some of the details, that the classes can be watched at any time, the recordings can be watched at any time. If you miss a live class, the recording will be provided. A dedicated WhatsApp group is created for all the batches. So let's say if you were enrolled today, tomorrow you will be added to your batch WhatsApp group, in which I am there, and with me there are 11 other trainers who will be addressing your doubts. Whenever you have a doubt, whenever you have a query, you can drop a message. Like students, they get stuck at a reading question, they would drop a message in the WhatsApp group. One of the trainers would help them with the question. If a student is unable to generate ideas for an essay that they are practicing, they drop it in the group. The trainer helps them. The other students, also practice that way. And all the study material will be shared tomorrow with you. Parul is our course coordinator. She will be getting in touch with you tomorrow at 4 p.m. and she will be conducting an orientation class for all of you, in which she will share the basically study material, the access to Google Classroom. So we use Google Classroom, on which your writing evaluations will be submitted, on which all the announcements related to the batch will be provided. So we will be doing everything tomorrow as far as the processing of the admissions is concerned. But if you wish to enroll, you should do it right now, because I believe that more than 50% of the slots have already gone. I haven't checked it, but I can tell it confidently. Now, for any doubts related to the course, I am looking at the Q&A box, or if you have any doubt related to anything else, I am looking at the Q&A box. And at the same time, I would like to tell all the students that we also offer services for immigration as well as study visas. So we are not really working like all the other agents that are out there in the market. So my partner Sanjita is a regulated Canadian immigration consultant. All the students who are enrolled into our IELTS general training course get a free consultation with her, in which she will tell you which PNP program would be most suitable for you, how should you be targeting your desired IELTS score, what you should be doing for your WEST, IQAS, what a detailed profile evaluation. And I am Harit. I have myself secured admits from almost all the top universities in the world. I am basically an incoming graduate student at the University of Waterloo, which happens to be the 5th best university in Canada and the #1 most innovative university in Canada. And I will be studying there my master's degree, my double master's degree on a full scholarship. So I know what an admission officer is looking for. I know which college, which course is suitable to which candidate, what is the course that is leading to better job prospects, what should you be doing. So all the students who enroll into our IELTS academic course get a free one-to-one meeting with me to discuss their overseas education plans for Australia, US, UK, Canada, New Zealand. We have a team of counselors, so you will either be meeting one of them or you will be meeting me if you request for it. So if you have any doubt, any query, you can post that in the Q&A box and I will start answering your queries. All right, so Google Drive, isn't it better to have 2 paragraphs for each point? No, you will have 2 points in each paragraph. You will not be having 2 paragraphs per each point. Okay, that's basically the strategy that you should be following. All right. So how we get 7 bands in speaking? So first of all, you should understand that what are the qualities that the IELTS examiner is looking for in your speaking. Then you should learn some strategies that are able to fulfill those requirements. And then it is about regular practice and regular feedback on them, which will eventually help you get your desired score. Guys, we have got 27 enrollments already. We are just left with 13 slots. So if you wish to enroll, please go ahead as soon as possible. Can you share course outline, please? 1-month program. So the course outline would depend upon the batch that you're enrolling into. So for example, tomorrow, if you are enrolling into the 7 p.m. batch and reading is starting, for the first 8 to 9 days, we will be covering reading in that, in which every single day we will be covering one question type. So for the first 5-6 days for reading, we have a strategy that like one day we will dedicate to only true false not given. On that day, we will only practice true false not given questions so that you master them. Then the next day, we will move on to matching headings. Then the next day, we will move on to summary completion. And then in the end, we will basically be, solving the whole reading test together, or the, whole 40 questions test together to basically cover the things gradually and, comfortably. So I took GT exam in April and got overall 6.5 bands, listening 7, reading 7, speaking 6.5, writing 6. I'm planning to give the exam again on August 20. Will 1 month be enough if I enroll into your course? So Divija, writing is at 6, right? Okay, so what I would suggest is that do not book your test for August 20th as of yet. Enroll into the course, start your classes. After 15-20 days, you will, eventually be getting to, you will know your position yourself, that how much have you improved in your writing. Then make a judgment that whether you should take the test on August 20th or not. In any case, even if you take the test on August 20th, it's or later, it's not going to make a difference because the score of the express entry draws is very high right now. So ऐसा तो it's not going to make a huge difference. The scores will take time to come down. So you can plan on booking your test date later on. Initially, you can just uh, enroll into the course, start your classes. We will let you know when you are ready. Don't worry about it. If we take the IELTS coaching, then we will get access to immigration process as well. Priya, yes. So you will get one consultation call with us, in which we will let you know that what's the correct program for you, what's the correct immigration program for you, and we will let you know about the services related to that as well. But a free consultation call is there. If I enroll now, Anmol, yes, you can go ahead and enroll. Is consultancy include use UK visa? Yes, Ayushi. So we deal with all the universities in UK. Middlesex University, University of East London, University of Western England and Bristol. We deal with all the universities in Ireland as well. So we have had admits for our students from the University College Dublin, Dublin Business School, National College of Ireland, Trinity College Dublin. So, we are offering overseas education services since the last 3 years, in which we have counseled hundreds and hundreds of students. So which course is suitable for me after 12th? Tilak, you have to take the IELTS academic course. So I would like to have one-to-one session for IELTS, which IELTS will based on profile. Okay, cool. So I have already enrolled for a IELTS academic program. Great. So Vibha, if you have already enrolled into our IELTS academic program, just wait for 2 or 3 days. Our counselor will get in touch with you, and she will book a call of yours, in which we will let you know that whether PR is something that you should try, or the study visa is something that you should try. So in 20 days, can I get the desired band score? Shivi, if you can attend 2 batches, then yes, getting the desired band score will not be really difficult, because we will be able to cover everything in the in 20 days in 2 batches. How to improve forming sentences for IELTS essay? Anonymous, read. The more you read, the better your sentence formation will get. And the second thing would be to get regular feedback. Okay, so getting consistent feedback is important, because if you make errors in your sentences, then we can tell you that where you are making those errors. Then you improve your sentence formation, and gradually, eventually, you keep getting better. Any discount for GT, please? Anonymous, this is the most discounted price for for our IELTS GT course. So it would be advisable to enroll into it straight away. So there's a student, I think, who is calling me. I am taking this webinar right now. I cannot take your call. Please wait, have patience. If you have already made the payment, you will be contacted tomorrow. So just have some patience. I will get back to you after the session. Okay. The number ends with 869. So if it's you who is calling, please wait. Raj, how many students in a live class? Raj, it's 30 to 40, not more than that. I want to start after a month. Would this offer be provided next month too? Amanpreet, you can enroll now, and when our coordinator gets in touch with you, you can tell her that you want to start the classes next month onwards. She will reserve a slot for you. I attended the meeting just now. You will get the recording of the session through email as well as through WhatsApp. Sophia, done. Great. Sophia, welcome on board. Thanks a lot for trusting in us. We will be contacting you tomorrow regarding your admission. Will my education gap affect my enrollment into the universities? Nishi, not really. You can, justify the education gap with the help of work experience or anything, or you can justify it with the help of a good SOP. I need some additional information. If I miss my IELTS exam, will I be given a chance to attend it on an alternate day? You have to inform IDP well in advance if you will not be able to attend the IELTS exam, so that they can give you a better date. So what right exactly outline for thesis? Anonymous, I did not get your query, but what I would recommend is enroll into the course. We will be spending 1 day just on the introductory paragraph, and in which we will cover everything slowly and gradually, that what's the strategy to write a thesis statement, what's the strategy to write a outline sentence, etc., etc. My chat box is disabled. I cannot see any chats. I missed out on the payment link. Priyanka, I am sharing the payment link again in the chat box. I've shared it for IELTS GT. I am sharing it for IELTS Academic. We have a very few slots left. Till the time you see the payment link to be active, you can enroll. Sir, surely can I get 7 bands after this course? Linksud students have managed to get 8.5 after enrolling into the course as well. It's a platform. Okay. So Linksud, let's talk about it like this. Did you ask your college or your university that, will I be able to get a 1 crore package after attending your degree? No, right? It's a platform. Here you have access to good trainers. Here you have access to the right strategies. Here you have access to the right material. Now, what do you make out of it depends upon your dedication, your hard work, your practice. But have students got more than 7 band score after attending this course? 50% of the students who have attended this course have got more than 7 bands. I'm not going to lie by saying 90% of the students get it. No, it can never happen. But we have one of the best success rate in the whole world. It is not even about India. It is not even about Chandigarh. So I belong to Chandigarh, but at the same time, 90% of more than 50% of the students have managed to get the desired score with the course. Which course is suitable for me in Canada after completing my IELTS? Tilak, it depends upon the subjects that you had in your 10+2. Santhi S, please share the link to enroll. It has been shared in the chat box. I'm also sharing it as a response to the answer, as an answer to your question. So I've shared the link for the IELTS academic course. If you need it for IELTS GT, then I have shared it in the chat box again for you. I've shared it. Batch 1 is 10:30 p.m. to 12 a.m. Yes, Sadaf. So it's for working professionals dedicatedly. I know those who find time only in the night. So yeah, it's 10:30 p.m. in the night to 12. I'm taking test on 30th of July. Will I enroll now? Gauri, so if you enroll now for 30th of July, first of all, the moment you enroll, drop me a message on WhatsApp so that I can, arrange for the recordings of a previous batch for you. You start watching the recordings of a previous batch and try to cover writing in live classes and submit your essays for evaluation starting tomorrow itself, right? So, watch the recordings of a previous batch and start submitting your essays and start attending the live classes whenever you can, whichever you can. We will have to make some extra arrangements for you, which we are happy to do because we still have 13 days. It's a good enough time, not an issue. Sir, I already got 6 months. I want to achieve 7 months. Sure, Ayesha, enroll into the course. You will learn the strategies that are required for a 7 band score. Then you will get feedback on your essays, that whether your essay is reaching a 7 band score or not. You will get some actionable points. You work on them, and then it will lead to a 7 band score. PhD services available? No, we are not dealing with PhD. Does your team also write SOP? Yes, we have an SOP writer. Bibo, I have enrolled into the IELTS course. Thanks a lot, Bibo. So see you in the classes itself. Can speaking test be booked at different cities than LRW? No. Generally, when you book your test, the test center is where your speaking would also be held. Daily 4 modules will be covered. No, we will be covering 1 module in a class for 7-8 days in a batch. What's the duration of the course for GT and how many feedback per essay? Poonam, the duration is 35 days and unlimited essay evaluations will be provided to you for 2 months if you will enroll now. What type of essay will come in IELTS most time? There is no prediction of that. They can give you any essay type. So it's no point of predicting it. Please reply. I already got 6 months answered it. First batch timing 10:30 to 12. Yes, it's 10:30 p.m. to 12 in the night, dedicated to our lovely working professionals who are, bringing out time to basically study. All right. So can I apply for student visa with gap of 12 years? Raj, if you even if you have a gap of 20 years, you can apply for a study visa. It's not a problem at all. We need to choose the right course. We need to choose the, right university for you. So for example, Canada study visa after 10 years. If you search for this, you will find a video of mine in which I am interviewing a student of ours who has basically, just hold on, who had 11 years of education gap. So after that 11 years gap, he was able to get a, study visa for a postgraduate diploma course at Conestoga College. You can watch this video if you want. I am sharing the link in the as a response to your answer. Your IELTS score will matter a lot. Try to get the best possible IELTS score, overall 7.58, and we can try for a study visa. Amber, sir, I paid amount for your classes. Great, Amber, welcome on board. You will be contacted tomorrow regarding the details for your classes. Can we give examples of famous personalities like failure or failure person on social media or family level? Can we give examples of famous personality like failure of failure person or social or family level? जनरलाइज कर दो पूनम उसे, ठीक है? जैसे मान लो फॉर एग्जाम्पल राहुल इज अ बैड बॉय, रादर देन सेइंग फॉर राहुल इज अ बैड बॉय, यू कैन से फॉर एग्जाम्पल मेनी यंग इंडिविजुअल्स आर बैड. Generalize your personal example into a general example. Overall 6.5 and one module 5.5 will work. No, to apply into the STS visa you need 6 in each. Can you please explain how we can change the batch timings? Anonymous. So when our course coordinator gets in touch with you, just inform her that you want to change the batch timing. We will change it for you without any problem. For master's degree after MBBS, here which course? Ayushi choose IELTS academic, and after MBBS you can either go for master of public health, you can go for master of health management, international health management, etc., etc. Or if you want to go for something clinical, then the process is different. For that you have to first take IELTS academic, then you have to crack PLAB, because I think you're talking about UK, right? So uska difference है, different है MBBS के बाद. But if you want to go for something in healthcare management, then it's straightforward. I really liked your lesson, but I plan on giving my exam in last 15 days. So no, sorry, we do not offer you any, course with that in which you will get only evaluations for writing and speaking. But what you can do is you can enroll into the course, you can attend all the 3 batches, and you can take your writing and speaking feedback. Which course can I enroll in commerce stream? You can go for finance, diploma in finance, diploma in insurance, diploma in accounting, diploma in professional accounting, diploma in advanced accounting, diploma in marketing, diploma in business marketing, diploma in digital marketing. There are hundreds and hundreds of options. Hello, sir. I already enrolled into a course, but want to discuss about immigration process. Rajdeep, so you will be contacted by Joshina ma'am, who is basically our pre-counselor for immigration services, and she will book a consultation. Then we can discuss your immigration plans. Hi, I would like to one-to-one with immigration. Okay, Vibha, I think I've already answered. Please let me know the suitable time to reach out to connect. So Vibha, just wait till tomorrow. Once your WhatsApp group has been created, once your classes start, then you can find my number there and you can get in touch. I'm very, very poor in this. Tried at least 4 or 5 times, did not learn properly, but willing to pass this time. So if you're all the very best, first of all, if you got the confidence after attending the session, then you're in the right place, because most importantly, you need to be with the teacher with whom your frequency is matching, right? You need to be with the team who can break things for you and help you understand everything. And that is something that we specialize in. But I have a problem with grammar and fluency. So Linksu, while you are preparing for your IELTS test with us, do basically follow a couple of steps to improve your basic English, your English skills. What steps can you take? Number 1, spend at least 30-35 days watching an English movie or listening to English podcasts. Spend at least 20-30 minutes reading a book. Just by doing this for 1 month, you will realize that your proficiency in the English language has increased considerably. Karishma Singh enrolled. Thanks a lot, Karishma, and welcome on board. So we will be contacting you tomorrow. And guys, we have 4 slots left. So if you wish to enroll, please enroll now, because we are only left with 4 slots in our discount. Okay, so I understand that there is a discount or another time to the course now or later. Yeah, that's all right, Eureka. So we can, connect later, and if there is something that we can do for you at that time, we will let you know. All right. So what's the SOP writing charges, Priya? So if you are, getting your applications processed through us, there are no charges for the SOP. So you do not really have to worry about that. Can we get this recorded session, which had, yeah, you will be getting the recording tomorrow at 4 p.m. And at the same time, you will get the basically get an email from Zoom as well, which will have the recording of the session. So I've got a message on WhatsApp from a student named Gurpreet that she's not able to find the enrollment link. Gurpreet, please check the chat now. I have shared it again in the chat box. Just click on chat and you should be able to find it. Otherwise, I will reply back to you on WhatsApp itself. All right. So I paid, sir. How can I know when my class will start? NAS, your classes will start tomorrow only. So you will be contacted by 4 p.m. tomorrow and you will get all the details at that time. I'm done with my classes in writing evaluation. Could you please help me? Sorry, Kushaldeep, we don't offer only writing evaluation services. कोई point नहीं है उसका कुशलदीप, पता है पहले strategies नहीं जो जरूरी जो right strategies है वो सीख लो फिर evaluate किया जाए, right? अभी गलत चीज लाइक अकॉर्डिंग टू मी अगर मैं कहूँ कि जो हमारी स्ट्रैटेजीज हैं मैं उनको सही मान रहा हूँ, आपकी जो स्ट्रैटेजीज आई डोंट नो, उनको इवैल्यूएट करने का पॉइंट भी नहीं बनेगा बिकॉज वी आर फॉलोइंग दिस प्रोसेस दैट यू लर्न द प्रोसेस देन वी इवैल्यूएट वेदर यू आर फॉलोइंग दैट प्रोसेस because that process is proven to bring results for a lot of students. So yeah, so I got 100 in statistics. Board suggests me the best course in Canada after completing IELTS. Still go for something in data analytics. How much time gap is permissible? Any amount of time gap is permissible. It is all about creating your strong visa application so that the visa officer is convinced to offer you the basically services. Anonymous, sir, I am already attending my classes from dash from last 2 months, but I still can't able to write essay. Anonymous, now you have to judge it for yourself. Were you able to find a difference in the classes that you were attending there and here? If you think that yes, a difference is there, if you think that today you got a better understanding of things, then you have an answer. Do you consult undergrad bachelor degree program after completing 3 years of diploma? Yes, Ashwarya, we do. So you must have completed the 10 plus 3, right? 10th ke baad 3-year diploma. So after that, we can also try for a graduate certificate admission straight away, to get you into, a PGD course, or we can try for lateral entry somewhere. That is something that based on your university where you have done the diploma from and your grades, we can work on it. But I cannot really ensure it right now. But there's another option of just going for a college diploma of 2 years after your 3-year diploma. It will give you points for 2 or more certificates. Your PR is sorted, job is sorted. So we can talk about it. Possibility of Canada study visa if you have already an MBA in India, no problem at all. So it is all about creating a strong application. Let's say if you have completed an MBA in finance, you're working in finance. Now go for a course in financial technology. That, okay, I know everything, I have good skills about finance, but financial technology is a new domain. I want to specialize in that. I've already done my master's degree in India. I was not able to get the required career output. I believe that pursuing a course in Canada would be ideal for my career growth. Now, if you are getting convinced with the story, the visa officer will also get convinced. It's not a problem if you have already completed an MBA here. Ho jayega. Hello, sir. I already enrolled a course, but I want to discuss about immigration process. So Rajdeep, drop me a message on the number and, we can connect and discuss the things. Sir, I have to give my IELTS in August. Will I be able to get a good score in a short time? Karishma, August is a lot of time. Baki, do not basically book the test date as of yet. After 7, 8, 10 days, you will yourself know your level. You will yourself know how much time is it going to take for you to reach that desired score. So yeah. Sir, academic price is 5,999. No, Gautam, it's 2,999. It's a discounted price available for only 2-3 more slots. So you can enroll into the course now if you wish to, take benefit of this particular discount. So I'm sharing that link with you as a reply to the answer. So I have a test on this 30th. I need band 7. Vitsika, to be honest, even if you have a test on 30th, we will be putting in all the efforts with you, right? So offering a discount would be difficult. You have to pay the full amount, but you getting the full value out of it is our responsibility. We will fulfill that. Sir, can we go and acquire skills like public speaking, sales, networking, marketing, BCA? Huh? Manish, yes, it's always good to do that, right? But IELTS के लिए ये सब करने की जरूरत नहीं है. IELTS के लिए बस प्रैक्टिस करो एंड हो जाएगा. वैसे अपने लिए करना है तो हाँ, इससे अच्छा क्या है, करो, बिल्कुल करो. Sir, enrolled with you. Great, welcome on board. Sir, is there any standard percentage needed to be eligible from UG or PG to go to double master without work experience in related IT? Siva Kumar, I need to know your profile in detail. Based on that, I can evaluate. After BTech, MTech, which course is best, sir? BTech mechanical. Go for supply chain management, Sandeep, or go for, automated, basis. Go for something related to production or industrial engineering or supply chain management. These would be the good courses. So I have 4 days for my test. Can I get the video recording? Kota, you will get it tomorrow at 4 p.m. in your email. I have to give my exam in 15 days. Which course should I choose? Hardeep, so if you have a test in 15 days, just choose whether you are going for IELTS academic or GT, and then attend 2 batches. So either attend 11 a.m. and 7 p.m. or attend 7 p.m. and 10:30 p.m. within 15 days. Attend all the 3 batches. You will have to attend 11 a.m., 7 p.m. and 10:30 p.m. to cover everything. If you are not able to attend all the 3 batches because of your schedule, attend 1 batch and watch the recordings of the other 2 batches. So 15 days में सब कुछ हो जाएगा. Are you having guiding and expedite immigration to post IELTS? Please connect. Already have score of 7. Yes, Yogesh, you can connect with me on this number 8264649444. I will forward your number to our counseling team, and they will, then book your call with me or book a call with one of our counselors. So I'm not good enough with language. Can I attend classes? So get better at your language while you are, attending the classes, right? Watch an English movie every day, watch some, listen to podcasts, read. So all those things will help you get better. I have completed my MBA and I do postgraduate diploma in Canada. Roshan, yet again, show a specialization. If you have completed MBA in, let's say, finance, go for financial technology. If you have completed it in marketing, now go for a course in digital marketing. So show that you are upgrading your existing skills. There will be no problem at all. What are the options for art students? Ritvik, depends upon the work experience that the student has. Otherwise, there are enough options. So which course should I choose? I have my exam in 15 days. Hardeep, I answered your query, I guess. Google Drive link not finding in chat box. I want to enroll, but it says enter email ID. Ramya, please backspace and write the email ID again. It must be a technical error, or just refresh the page and then, try to enroll. So for those who have not got the Google Drive link, I'm sharing it again in the chat box. I've just shared it. You can refer to it. All right, great. So guys, it's 7:05. I think we are done with the session. And yes, absolutely, Nas, you can do that. Great. So you can change the slot. That's not a problem. So once, like, if you have enrolled, attend one class at 10:30. If it is not suiting you, you can move to 7 p.m. No problem at all. We can do that for you. All right. So thank you so much, guys, for your amazing response. We hardly have a couple of slots left. If you wish to enroll, you can enroll now. And then I'm looking forward to seeing you all in the classes. Other than that, I hope it was a good Sunday evening for you, right? Worth it, Ogi. I really believe. So if you have any feedback, anything, then the chat box is open. Please drop your queries. Please drop your queries in the chat box or your feedback, anything that you want to say. And all the students who have messaged me on WhatsApp, I will get back to you. Google Drive link of the essay. Okay, cool. I will share that with the recording itself. Is it possible to have same price for GT and academic? I will just no, sorry, Sai, that's not possible because for GT students, our evaluators are different. You have to get a 7 or a 7.5. For academic students, majorly the target is 6. The strategies are different. So yeah. Links to any book. Start with books of Chetan Bhagat, but at least start reading, right? Because you will really find those books to be interesting. End of the day, read any book which captivates you. Sir, can I improve my speaking confidence if I have the disability like stammering? Manish, stammering is not something that should be create a problem. So for example, we had a student, his name is Gurpal. So he had the issue of stammering, and all you need is a, so this is the student. The student has got 7 in his IELTS speaking. In fact, more than 7. So he was a student way back 3 years back. So I think he has already reached Canada, living his life there. So this student also had a problem of stammering, but he got a speech. He got a certificate made from a speech therapist, delivered it to the IDP people before the test, and not an issue. Okay. He was stuck at 5.5 but jumped to a 7. So आप भी कर सकते हो. Watch this video, it will give you some good inspiration. To apply for Jan 23 intake, Priyanka, if you have enrolled into the course, you will be contacted within next 2-3 days, in which we will let you know what are the steps for your immigration. What's the perfect month to appear for IELTS? For January 23, so Priyanka, you are already late. Most of the seats for Jan 23 are already gone. Only a few colleges are open right now, so you should take the IELTS test ideally in the next 15 days. Does age matter for Canada study visa? 29 is too young. We are processing study visas for candidates up to 35 nowadays. 29 तो बहुत जवान हो. Can I get 7.5 in 15 days? Absolutely. If you have a decent level already, if you're working hard, you're practicing regularly, you're taking feedback regularly, you're taking that feedback seriously, why not? Sir, I paid amount, but I want to start the course next month. Sure, not an issue, Pankaj. When our counselor gets in touch with you, just tell her that you want to do it. Side, the GT course is already discounted from rupees 8,000 to 6,000, and this is the most affordable IELTS GT course in the whole world. It's an open challenge. How am I supposed to contact you if I have any queries? Your number is not active on WhatsApp. Hey, it is active on WhatsApp. Just drop me a message. I've received 40-50 messages already. So I'm sharing the number again in the chat box. 8264649444. You can get in touch with me on that. Hardeep got done. Great, Hardeep. Our counselor will get in touch with you, so she will help you. I am applying for PR Canada. How to get through the process? So, first of all, the very first step is IELTS itself. Start with your IELTS. With that, you have to get your ECA done. So, if you have already enrolled into our IELTS course, you will be meeting Sanjita for a free consultation. She will let you know what all has to be done. In all the 3 batches, same module is covered? No. In all the 3 batches, different modules are covered. Like in 11 a.m. listening, 7 p.m. reading, 10:30 p.m. writing, so that you are able to finish everything in the limited number of days, right? All right. So guys, thank you so much. Now I am, my throat is gone. Spoken for 3 months. I have shared my WhatsApp number. If you have any doubt, any query, you can reach out to me on this number. I will start replying back to your queries after taking rest for a while. Other than that, I hope you guys had a great time learning today. And all the students who have enrolled into the classes, thank you very much. See you. Have a very good day.